What's up, everybody? Welcome to Table Story Warped, the official stream of the What's Old is New RPG system. How's it going? Welcome to the show. We'll be using mature language. You just have to sit there and take it, or you can leave. You know, it's up to you. Whatever it is that you want to do.
No, don't tell him to leave. Stay.
Sorry.
Deal with it.
Suffer through the extreme stupidity and extreme immaturity of our words as we throw them violently, and my power flickered.
Oh, yeah. Please rate us a thorough critical review.
Do you live in a third world country?
You'd think so.
I've never heard of that much power problems before.
Dude, I'm ancient. I have been on this earth many a year. Yet I'm still slightly younger than Peachy. And
Don't fucking look at that.
But I have to say, in all of my years, I have never, ever had it happen where my power on my internet has gone down as much as it has this year. Fucking insane. Insane. I can't believe it. I lost 3 weeks of internet since the spring.
Yikes.
I'll be playing Simply today, by the way.
Oh, right, yeah, you will be.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the show. Can we also get a big happy birthday for Miss Simply Jackson, please?
Happy birthday!
Happy birth! Happy birthday!
Bon anniversaire.
I'm old. I also got a happy birthday dinosaur back in the back.
Happy birthday, dinosaurs! Happy birthday! Can we get...
Also, I'm gonna get really into character today, so.
Whoa!
Get ready.
You all fail for not cosplaying. Fail. Fail. Minus 20 XP.
Oh.
Thank you, Sketcher. 21st.
There
Forever.
you go. Yeah. Happy 21st birthday, Simply. Can we get some happy birthdays and some new Tables to Love emotes in the chat, please, for Miss Simply Jackson, please. Because she's wonderful and we love her. And she totally deserves all the love. Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
How's it going? Is everybody doing well today?
No, not too good. Poundland shut down.
So
Was it Poundland or Pound Stretchers?
I don't know. Is that important for the joke right now, Sky?
I don't even know if they did. I just saw a thing, don't watch TV, and then I saw a thing on TV, and it was a documentary about saving Pound Stretchers.
Yeah, it might be Pound Stretchers or Pound World. I think Poundland is the strongest pound-based shop at the moment.
What is that?
the best part
I got
is
everything for a pound.
Currency, so it's like the Euro store.
Like dollar store.
it's like a dollar store, yeah. But it's hilarious because I think pound is associated with other things, and
The
that's
pound
what
store sounds like a fun place.
I was like, wow, that's a great store. I was like, you can just go there and wow, it's awesome.
That's what Peachy uses as his address line. That's part of it. Peach Pixelate, the pound store, and then his address.
It's on that's your tagline
Pound
on your
town.
business card. Just kidding. Peachy doesn't have a business card. How's it going today, everybody? Welcome to the show. We do a very silly space opera sci-fi show here using the What's Old is New RPG system. And if you guys are unclear as to what that is, you can head on over to the Woin RPG website, woinrpg.com, WOINRPG.com, to learn more about the system. It's actually a conglomerate of 3 different settings, and partially some changes with the system to apply to the different settings. You have OLD, which is kind of like your fantasy sort of medieval type settings. NOW, which is a modern setting. You have stuff with maybe some like lower tier cyberpunk, maybe some slightly future type atmosphere, possibly even this sort of like occult kind of feeling to it. And we're in NEW for this show, which is sci-fi, space opera, that kind of stuff. And I think the system especially is good for doing a sandboxy type of campaign You have a lot of options with it. You can do a lot of different things with it. It's extremely versatile, and you should consider it if you want to make that kind of a game. Also, we have some wonderful people on the show. Why don't we go around the room and introduce them and their characters? Let's get started. Bobby, you want to start us off there, bud?
Sounds good. What's up, guys? I'm Iron Chef Bobby Flail here on Twitch. I was trying to play No Man's Sky yesterday on stream, but I can't get it to work, unfortunately. But I'll probably be streaming some WoW maybe later tonight, potentially. Here, though, I play Captain Braxton McQuaid. A couple other characters as well, Moto and Bofin, who we haven't met yet, but hopefully we will either today or next session.
Spoiler.
I'm not spoiling.
Bobby, you could go up just like a touch.
A little bit? Okay.
Yeah, a little bit.
There we go. A little bit. Yeah, I can't wait to play today. We're finally going to see if we can start talking about settling the dispute on Shoku, the moon, and it should be good. Let's play.
Thank you very much, Pony.
Hello, my name is Pony Punch, and today I was hunting Bigfoot all alone because Pixel were too busy. He didn't want to play. But yes, I play.
wanted to.
Like, this is my time. I'm on the screen. Pixel. And I play RA9, and also
I'm blonde and I'm stupid.
play RA9. Happy fun time, and also Daniel. And I'm excited. I'm happy. I'm hyped. I got a Red Bull.
Excellent, thank you. Miss Birthday Girl, Simply Jackson.
Hi.
Why
my
is
name
Peachy coming up for you?
See?
What
I
happened?
told you earlier.
What happened? Oh, did
Hey,
you tell
y'all,
me in
I'm
Zoom?
21.
I totally messed up.
Here,
Sorry.
I'll just say it. I'll say it in your
I'll
mouth.
fix it. It's gonna
Ready?
be fixed.
Hi guys. My name is Simply Jackson.
Peachy, you have to move your mouth.
Yeah, you gotta mouth it.
I often catch things in my mustache. I really like the taste of it. I keep it for a while. I'm a super handsome guy. Check me out over at Peachy Pixel 8, sub, etc. Check out my merchandise.
Oh God,
Too
I'm
good.
I'm sorry. I was looking at too many different
No.
things, and we were having good conversation beforehand. I know what you guys are thinking. Good conversation from this group of people? Impossible, Wag Steven. I
You're
say
right.
to you, no. They're all excellent humans, and you should totally not think that way. Sorry, let me switch this. Wait, let me get it fixed. I'm fixing. It's happening. It's doing the stuff in the thing.
Chat is saying that Simply didn't age well.
Just
wow.
overnight, man. Overnight.
Savage. That's not okay, guys. Damn.
Well, Boyfriend always makes really pretty art of his friends and stuff, and he made if you guys don't know Boyfriend, he's a streamer, makes great art. You should check him out. But he made art of me this morning for my birthday. But you got it wrong because you're supposed to be more like Peachy.
There you go.
So
Well,
I
we're-
just
More chin
revise it
whiskers.
with the beard. It'll be fine.
yeah, we'll hit him up and just tell him how wrong he was for doing what he did.
Anyways, yeah, Ruby Tootie, our medical officer. I also play Boker, and I haven't figured out her voice yet. I'm thinking about making her a tactical officer. I'm the only asshole on this show that hasn't finished all of her character sheets, but I'll get there. Don't worry. It's fine. It's fine.
I haven't, Dory.
But anyways, that's me. Hi. That's what I do. Oh, I've been playing a lot of Warcraft and Warframe, and I'll be doing Warframe tonight, and probably more Warcraft tonight. So if you're into the games that start with W, come on by.
And apparently lots of combat. Can you just calm yourself a little bit simply, please?
Look, I'm a really nice person out of the internet, but on the internet, I just want to kill everything.
She just needs to destroy.
Zagodagus.
Hello, everyone. I'm Zgargus. I was about to say Kelvin Ironbrew, but it's Saturday. I play Jimmy Marinson. He's the chief engineer on the ship, and I also play Theodore Medron, who is a diplomat. And I have another character that's yet to be introduced, but we will see in time. And I play video games and talk about stuff, and sometimes create D&D content on my channel. So you're welcome to that. I'm probably going to do some tomorrow.
Alrighty. Thank you very much, sir. And last but not least, Simply Jackson, aka Peachy Pixel 8.
Hey guys, I'm Peachy. I do stuff on the internet. But today on the internet, I will be Neil Beige, Ford Perfect, and Jitator. I'm hoping for a bit of Beige on Ogron action today because that was hilarious last session. Neil in love, can you imagine it? You don't have to because it's going to happen.
Excuse me, can you please fill out this form to go out to this?
It was like a just no.
Can you fill out the contraceptive form, please?
Like, do you like me? Yes, no, maybe. Please.
Poker be like,
Underneath it says, I am not a robot.
you should be like, sign there. We're now married. Great.
Congratulations on your wedding day. My wedding day too. Yes. Yes.
And thank you, Peachy. I'm Mike Steven, and I am the GM of Doom. I will be dragging these guys kicking and screaming through the adventure today. And there might be some kicking and screaming. Could happen, because a dispute needs to be settled between the Venetians and the Boreans, two big supporters and members of the Alliance of Solar Systems and Planetary Orbital Organizations. And you can see you can see hostilities between them erupting and causing mass hysteria and problems in the Alliance. So the group here has been dispatched to assist with some altercations that have happened, specifically around the moon of Shoku, the moon Shoku that lies around Vendalyr, the homeworld of the Venetians, where the Boreans have been long tasked with helping them mine a specific kind of crystal, a very valuable and special crystal, and their contract has expired. And, well, there's been a lot of conflict between the groups trying to get things settled, erupting in a few confrontations and some skirmishes, and, well, things are a bit difficult. There's currently a blockade around Shoku, and the group has made it to planet Vendalyr finally. And when we last left off, the group had just delivered some Ogron prisoners that they had picked up along the trip. What should have been a pretty basic prisoner transfer did not really go very well. There were a few mishaps that happened, primarily because of some transporter malfunctions. The Ogrons were transported along with the rest of the crew, not into a holding cell, but instead into, well, the same room as the rest of everyone else. A fight erupted, and eventually they were transported into the right place. Luckily, with the assistance of Captain Braxton McQuaid, Jimmy Marinson was able to finally get the transporter in line. When we left off, things were a little heated between the Venetians, specifically one of the Council of Inquiry down there. Counselor... Let me get his name here. Counselor Nato. Yeah, Counselor Nato. Yeah, things were a little bit, well, they weren't going great.
I think Beige was about to head. I think that was like the last thing, wasn't it? Beige was gonna head down and try and smooth things out.
Wasn't he taking the diplomat?
Beige was, in fact, yes, taking down the diplomat from the group. The diplomat known as Theodore Medrin. Yes. A rather rotund fellow, seemingly disinterested with most everything else aboard the ship, except for, well, I would assume any sort of pleasure. That's what I'm gathering from Mr. Medrin.
Yeah.
So
Don't look at his replicator, Bill.
So I think we sort of pick up with Captain McQuaid has just spoken with Mr. Beige, Commander Beige, about the incident and things that happened, and Commander Beige suggested bringing Diplomat Medrin down to the planet. So I think we meet up back in the transporter room here with Diplomat Medrin, Commander Beige, and I think Jimmy, Captain, were you there as well, or was anybody else there?
No, I was. I walked off back up to the bridge.
Jimmy was also suspended.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Jimmy
he was
was
sent away.
Yeah, Jimmy was taken off active duty and sort of sent to do what he may please, I guess.
I feel like my third character is only there to go, it's been fired again. That's all he does. And then just makes everything work while Jimmy's in jail or suspended for a bit, and then he comes back.
So, we're here now back in the transporter area where we have Diplomat Medrin, Commander Beige, and Perfect Ford manning the transporter. So, Neil, you're there waiting patiently for Diplomat Medrin, who I think when he walks, I think it's a saunter. I don't think it's a walk. It's always sauntering.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, mostly because
I was
It's
picturing
not-
more of a waddle saunter, maybe.
limits his speed. Yeah, it's one of those kind of, he shifts his weight from foot to foot rather than kind of walks forward, so it is kind of a waddle. Just
Okay.
very leisurely.
So the door opens, and Diplomat Medrin walks through.
Yes, Diplomat Medrin. Hello.
Hello, Commander.
Sorry to have to pull you away, but we have a bit of a problem down on planet.
Well, yes, and the moon, of course. What's wrong on the planet? Exactly.
Oh, wait, is it a moon with a,
Well, the moon is
penitentiary was?
No, that's not.
Shoku is a moon that is orbiting Vendalyr. That's where the crystals are harvested, and that's where the Boreans have blockaded. But you guys were having a problem down on Vendalyr after,
On the planet.
after dropping the Ogrons off.
No,
I started doing your voice then, that's weird.
no, we've had a few issues. We've hit a slight roadblock on the planet when we tried to deliver some of our prisoners, and we need someone to fix it.
Right. Do you have any more details? The prisoners, I assume, was the Urgrons?
There seem to be some.
About the smell. I can understand that. The Urgrons are.
It's I mean, some Ogrons smell quite nice. You know, some Ogrons just smell of hard work. And other Ogrons smell like wife material. But the problem is, there was some issues with the transporter. Not entirely just the transporter, but we delivered some prisoners directly into the courtyard, and then they attacked the guards there.
Oh, well, that's. Well. You had to do this to the Venetians, of all people.
Yes.
Do you have someone we can hold responsible? Have we pointed a finger? They like people taking responsibility for things.
It wouldn't be hard to find one. Whether we're allowed to point said finger at said problem is another matter.
Yes, very well. Well, as long as we have someone and we can say, yes, we're taking care of it, someone did a very naughty thing, and etc., etc. and that should ease things somewhat with the Venetians. But I mean, I don't. Just try your best to, sweeten them up.
That's why you're here, to butter the edges.
Right. Well, it's. I didn't even get to get ready properly, but let's get to it then. Not waste any time. Venetians are very averse to tardiness.
Yes.
Was there anyone else here? Is it just us two? And
Perfect Ford.
He's just doing the transporter, right?
Right.
Okay.
I don't know if did the captain order anybody else to go there?
Actually, that's.
And where by the way, where's Daniel? And
Yeah, I was trying to.
is he
'Cause
still
after
down
we got
on?
transported back? Because I got out of the cage right up back, so I should be.
Yeah.
Oh,
So I
you're
would
here as
assume-
well.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I would assume everybody got transported back, right?
I know. Didn't was Ruby here or was Ruby down on the planet?
Ruby went down on the planet,
Mhm.
but that was just to, I guess, help out with any emergencies or whatnot. But I would assume if everybody got transported back, everybody would be, she'd come back as well.
Do you know the name of the individual we're dealing with?
Yeah, yes, it is.
It is.
That's 2 A's in that.
We're dealing with someone called Do you take me for a fool, Commander? Please. This is the time for jokes. We have serious business to take care of. Who are we dealing with? One of the counselors, I presume.
Yes, counselor. There's 2 A's in that.
There are no A's in counselor. I can assure you should know. You don't.
The name that I just said. There's 2 A's. It's spelled with 2 A's.
You didn't say any names, Commander. Please.
I definitely did.
You
'Cause
definitely-
That's not something I
No.
would forget.
Are you not paying attention?
I'm going to be honest with you. There were a lot of Ogrons trying to kill us, and the transporters were malfunctioning. Actually, I can check my call history.
I can check my call history for the name of the counselor that I was talking to.
Are you asking for some sort of DM help to assist you in this
Make him roll
situation?
for it.
Yeah, there's 100% going to be a roll for this. Go ahead and give me a logic check. Logic plus politics will work. Politics.
Logic plus politics.
Yeah.
Please tell me that if he fails, he just says the wrong name, and we'll just. we'll just go.
I can
Offend them
neither
even further.
confirm
Yeah.
nor deny what may happen.
His name's Roger.
It's Derek.
Yeah.
Read my sheet.
Logging into Roll20 when you're about to play a game on Roll20, especially one that you do every week, is a good plan, guys.
Logic.
A 14 on a 5d6. His name is Counselor Nacho.
At least give me something believable, Whack.
It's close.
I'm with 2 A's.
It's Counselor Nacho, as I said. 2 A's in that.
Counselor Nacho.
Yes.
The 2 A's.
2 A's.
Where are those A's precisely?
After the N. Do you need someone? Do you like a spell checker?
I'll be honest, Commander, you are not filling me with confidence, and I don't like to approach something half-cocked. So, who else has interacted with this Counselor Nacho?
A couple of the Ogrons. I think Daniel has. Did you speak to them as well, Ruby?
I don't
Very,
think
very
Ruby is. I don't think Ruby's there.
I thought you said they were beamed up and they were all there.
No,
no,
I don't.
this is-
I
this
think
is
I would
y'all's
assume you
thing,
guys
yeah.
have beamed up and then you went and did whatever business you had to do. I don't think they're waiting there for anybody, right?
Oh, okay. Well, I assume Daniel's there though, because he's
I
our
think-
security.
Yeah. So I would wait in case we go down again.
Up to you. I mean, Ruby, do you think you're there?
No, I think because she was the last one to leave, and I'm sure that once she got back, she would not be on this team to go back down. She'd be like, bye.
This
I think Daniel did for a brief second. As I said, it was very hectic down there, and dangerous.
Yeah, I was only there for like a minute, but I think it might have been Nasha. Yeah.
Did you say Nashal?
No, like
L now?
no, not Nasha.
Not sure.
Nah.
Not sure.
Not
Not Charles.
Let
Not
me tell you
naturally.
something. Let me fill you in a little bit here. When you're participating in a diplomatic process, it's very important you get the basics right. Like people's names, for example. If I go down there and call him Nakshal or Nashal or Noshal, whatever it is, and it's not his name, it's going to make me look like an idiot, and he won't want to listen to me. It will make my job very hard.
With all due respect, I think near Mr. Bates is really good at his job, and I don't think he will be lying.
You think Mr. Beige is very good at his job, do you?
Yeah, from what I've seen. He has to look at all the papers he's got on him.
What's your
You have lots of
qualifications?
papers.
I'm looking up and down. Please.
What does Daniel look like?
Dan, what did we say? So he has a fedora on, and he's on like a,
It's got a fedora.
Because they're classy. Gotta look good.
and he's tiny and chubby, I would say.
Okay, so I'm sorry, both of you, all due respect and all that, but if you expect me to take the word and advice of a man obsessed with Urgron smells and a man wearing a fedora, then you are quite
I'm not
mis-
obsessed with Ogeron smells. I was just pointing out that
It's a very classy hat.
there are many different flowers in the bouquet.
If you'll excuse me.
Walk out of the teleporter room, and I start heading for the captain's ready room.
Ambassador, we really need to get down there quite sharpish.
Yes, I'll just be a moment. Please wait. Talk
As
about
in right now, we
Yeah,
literally just teleport.
Anyway.
Kruma 4, could you please teleport him down to the planet with us?
Right, okay then.
I'm a moving target.
Metagaming.
You fucking like get your leg.
A moving target. We already you don't
I'm-
move very fast.
So, I mean, I assume he didn't even get on the transporter pad if he's having the conversation with you.
Yeah, absolutely not. It's step on that thing.
Yeah, no, I'm going to transport him from the
You're
deck.
gonna emergency transport him from not
Gonna
on the
emerge. It's not an emergency because he's not standing on the circle.
I mean, it's considered like not optimal. You know,
Well,
it's
I'm sure it's not optimal.
it's
that procedure.
significantly more difficult to transport him when he's not on the transporter pad. I think that Perfect Ford would know of this, but Neil gives them the order anyway, I guess. Yeah, you know what, Neil?
It'd
I'm
be
gonna-
a lot easier if you get him onto the transporter pad. You knew that, right?
Are we having a problem with the transporter because Jimmy kept nearly killing us?
Well, not a problem per se. There's a lot of Cheeto dust around here, though. But you get used to that.
I'll go and get him. Crewman Daniel, with me.
Yes, sir.
Follow that diplomat.
Yes, sir.
Run after.
Yeah.
He's not hard to catch.
Well, I'm assuming both me and you have tiny legs.
Yeah, my speed is 4.
Oh God. Oh.
Ambassador.
my waddle increases in pace ever so slightly.
Crewman Daniel, follow that ambassador.
Yes, sir.
Faster.
Mr. Ambassador, sir.
Ambassador, please stop.
Please stop.
There's a scene like power walking down this corridor, and I think that diplomat Medrin keeps he's got a little handkerchief that he keeps using to remove the sweat from his face.
In the name of Alliance of Solar System and Planetary Open Organization, please stop.
I have diplomatic immunity. Go away.
No.
You don't have diplomatic immunity from the Federation that you're in.
I'm not so sure. I'm just
Will you please slow down?
No, I can't. I've built up momentum.
Crewman Daniel, this is a beige alert situation. Stop that ambassador.
What's a beige alert? I've never heard of a beige alert.
It's somewhere between like a yellow alert and not alert at all.
I don't have authority to alert.
Well, you don't have to alert him. Just stop him from walking.
I'm trying.
He's going to do himself an injury.
What? I'm trying to stop him. He's too fast somehow.
What are you
if
guys?
you didn't keep
what
stopping and
what are
holding
your
your gun
speeds?
up and doing rolls and stuff?
What are your speeds?
Mine's at 5, so it's not like that.
Mine's fast enough to catch him.
Oh
but it's
yeah,
not-
so you guys can catch up to him. I mean, there's
No, because Daniel keeps like doing tactical stops and stuff with his gun.
What if we run into someone? We got to stop at every crosswalk.
But we got to catch him. Do it faster.
I'm trying. Hold on.
You gotta stop at like every cross.
Go.
That was just like a window. That doesn't even.
Security is everything, Mr. Beige.
Okay.
As soon as I get to the captain's door, I'm like rapid fire pressing the entry button.
Enter.
Hey.
Yeah, the door closes behind you.
Hello
there's a
there.
beet red diplomat Medrin that walks in.
How are you doing, Mr. Mid?
Well,
Seems to be the issue.
do you realize that you may have some idiots aboard your ship? Sorry to be blunt, Captain, but I was asked to go to the teleporter pad, and there was your commander talking about the smell of Ogrons, and the man in the fedora telling me that the counselor of the Venetians was Counselor Nacho.
That can't be. It's I pull up my data pad, go through. Say a one Counselor NATO. Yes.
NATO.
NATO. I'm not sure in the pronunciation.
NATO. Oh, pronunciation. Let's see. The Venetians.
Go ahead and give me. Do you have language
I have linguistics, yes.
or xenology?
I got linguistics.
Okay, give me a logic check plus plus linguistics.
21.
Wow, 21 out of 46, really good. Yeah, it's definitely NATO.
NATO. Yes, they're Venetians. Okay, well, from what I understand about the situation, it's all very confusing. I thought I'd come see you in person. Apparently, there was some issue with some teleportations, and I'm to fix the problem. I'm not an engineer.
Well,
I can't go down there and fix anything, but could you explain a bit better than your
yeah,
thing?
absolutely. You don't need to actually make any physical repairs. I just wanted you to sort of tag along to, well, it was actually Commander Beige's idea, but I support his decision in having you tag along just to make sure all the diplomatic things go smoothly.
Well,
So
of course.
maybe if Counselor Nato, was it?
NATO, yes.
Just so Counselor Nato doesn't lose his or her cool.
Perhaps leave the commander here then, and that Daniel fellow. Perhaps bring people who are a bit more. People with a bit more decorum, perhaps.
They should be fine. I did put Commander Beige in charge of this mission, and I have no
You did.
believe that crewman Daniel will cause any issues.
Very well, very well. So the issue was teleporting.
There were some malfunctions with the teleportation device. As far as I know, they were teleported around a few times. They were put into, I believe the Ogrons were teleported into the room with the actual counselor himself.
Oh.
Just a bit of a messy situation. It was a technical malfunction.
Well.
But that's the issue. There was no actual malice behind what had happened, but
Right. Well, I can see why they're upset. And again, it would be if a horde of Ogrons were teleported into their rooms, stinking up the place. You understand?
exactly.
Perhaps we have a gift we can take them. You know, something, some air freshener, something like that. Some purifier filters, maybe. Something just to say, look, we're sorry we stunk up the place. Here's our solution.
How about this plant right here? I grab the potted plant on my desk.
The one that has the orchids that look like genitalia.
Yes.
I'm sorry, Captain, but no.
Why not? This is a beautiful plant. I see no issues with this. It smells wonderful.
You smell it, do you?
Well, yes.
You do realize
what you
it
do.
appears to be covered in little men with their bits hanging out?
What? I look at it.
You see, this
As if for
here.
the first time.
I pull a fan from my pocket and just kind of point over to it. That part right there, it's dangling down between those two longer
Oh,
parts.
you don't need to point it out. You definitely don't need to point that out.
I think there's like a camera shot here from like slightly behind the flower, so it's all like blurred out, and you just see like a super close up of the captain's face as the slow dawn of realization starts to crawl up.
I mean, the colors are very nice, but as you can imagine, I don't think saying, oh, here, we're very sorry, have a bunch of naked little men will go very well.
I've had this on my desk for a few weeks now, and
Yeah.
I've never noticed.
Well, sometimes my grandmother used to say, sometimes you can't see something for looking at it.
Smart woman.
There she was.
This is an urgent matter. Is there anything else you need?
Well, except more time to prepare myself, which I don't think we have to spare. No.
Perfect. Well, try and aid them and have this happen smoothly. And when it's taken care of, please just come back forward. I'd like to discuss the dispute on Shoku with you.
Yes, of course, of course. Thank you for your time, Captain. Well, do you mind if I just have a sip of your water? I'm a bit parched after that.
Oh, I don't actually have water. That's a diluted maple syrup, actually. You can try it if you'd like. It's quite sweet.
He's turned to Jeff Goldblum in The Fly.
I'll be on my way, Captain. Good day to you.
I just nod.
One of those faces and open the door.
You just
The
like
second-
wring out the handkerchief.
The second the door shuts, I grab the plant. I just stand up, bring it over to the garbage, and just toss the whole thing in the trash. Just literally, just lift it up like this, bring it over, and just drop it.
You hear the sound of like the matter recycler, just kind of like.
Penis has been recycled.
Mr. Marinson. Yeah, I'm gonna go back to my seat and start researching some more on the dispute.
Speaking of Mr. Marinson, I'm assuming he's chosen to do something very constructive with his newly acquired downtime. Definitely, 100%.
Doing headstands on his bed, cross-legged.
Impressive. We just get like a 2-second shot of that happening.
Everything looks so different upside down.
And then we return back to the transporter room with Diplomat Medrin, Neil Beige, Daniel, ready to go. I would also like to switch scenes here and figure out what's happening with the new Ogron aboard the ship.
Oh, that's a point that I probably would have done. I would have asked Ruby to give her like a medical.
A medical exam.
Boker's just like standing around, like just.
So Boker's in the sick bay. Yeah, Ruby, you see this Ogron kind of walk in. I would assume the Ogron is escorted by probably like Jitator.
Mm-hmm.
Could we have my tactical person?
You have a tactical person?
Sure.
Who's your tactical person?
My tactical person is Bofin, a large Trantor erudite.
And
Now
what is a Trantor for people that don't know?
Basically, it's first of all, it's a large creature like Ogrons, but it's basically an elephant person. So I have a huge trunk, big old tusks. So like I would be in equal size, probably a little broader or beefier than an Ogron, maybe a little shorter, but like definitely I would say a little thicker.
Just a big face. You have a big face.
Just it's
big
like my ears
elephant.
would go wider out than my shoulders, I'd say.
Okay.
Yeah, and I would be escorting the Ogron.
Okay. And Boffin, you walk in with Bokur, and Ruby, you're there. You see these. You've seen probably everybody on the ship at least once to give them, examinations or whatever. So Boffin, and they're escorting this Ogron into your sick bay.
I'm stuck in this. Crewman, Boffman, why are you bringing one of those Ogron prisoners to my medical bay? They're supposed to be being teleported down.
Oh, I was told to bring them here.
Wait, does that one have special privileges?
I don't know.
This room too small. I feel very
Do not
crowded.
Speak.
Commander Beige.
Yeah, yes.
Why is one of these Ogrons coming to my medical bay? This is one of the ones that was in that.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was supposed to message you, but we had a runaway ambassador.
A runaway ambassador.
Yeah, he was quite fast for a big man. But Daniel moves quite slow sometimes, but he's very tactical about it. Yes. She actually helped us subdue the criminal Ogrons.
Oh, she's the one that lifted you up.
Yes.
Yeah, that was very smelly.
I made a deal with her, so I need you to give her an alliance medical to make sure she's fit for duty.
Oh, okay, all right, sure, that's fine.
I don't know
These are captain's orders, or you just...
Captain told me to sort it out, so I assume that's Captain order. You know what he's like. He didn't sign anything either.
Yeah, no, unless it's, for more syrup, but that's okay. All right, well, thank you.
Okay, sorry, Ruby, bye.
Oh, okay, well, I guess, since I can't put two of you in a medical bay because you're both very large, how about, what was your name? My name's Bokur. This is really hard to do two characters, by the way. Anybody who gets to play two characters in one scene, congratulations. You graduated into being
I've done 3.
elite
It was
status.
hell.
That's all.
My name Bokur. Okay, well, go ahead and sit on this little area over here. I'm gonna need you to go ahead and pull up your sleeves and stuff. We're gonna draw some blood. What? Draw some blood? I don't.
No quick movements.
She starts moving really slow, Bokor.
Sit in seat. Now. And
Okay.
I grab you on the shoulder.
Much bigger than she is, or I guess a little bigger than she is, so she'll respect that, I guess.
Girthier.
All right. Let's see. How have you been doing? I'm sorry, you have to repeat your name to me again, Bobby.
Oh, it would be. Would he be private or just crewman for low level tactical?
Crewman. Unless you guys have gone through officer training, you're just crewman.
Okay. Crewman Boffin.
Boffin. Okay. How's everything going in your quarters, crewman Boffin? And she's gonna like, Ruby's like pungently rolling back sleeve. The more gets more skin, the more sweat that's revealed, the stinkier the Ogron is. Like, ugh, gross.
It is good. Why do you wonder?
A fine Ogron crust.
Mm-hmm. I'm just trying to make conversation to distract myself from the smell.
I take my trunk, which I mean that's my nose, but I kind of like tuck it away and like up underneath my arm so I can't smell the Ogron.
Is it like what you do when you eat when you're wearing a tie and you like tuck it into your shirt like
yeah, literally that's what I do. I just sort of like grab my shirt and just pull it up and I just like kind of take my trunk and put it down my shirt.
Somebody just ripped a fart.
No. Bokor looks at Botan. I'm so
Bofin.
sorry.
Bofin.
Why is this test necessary? Why did you have to draw the blood? What is
No
happening?
speaking.
Why no speaking? I don't know.
I just put one finger up. No more.
And then Ruby will just draw the blood, take some skin samples, make sure she runs her test on it. Let's see, there's Petal's around. There's Petal. There's Petal. I have to do this to myself. That's fine. Goes over to the lab.
Okay. So you go ahead and give a proper examination. Go ahead and give me medicine check plus your
Perfect.
logic. So yeah, there's some people that don't know what Ogrons look like. Ogrons are sort of a combination of an orc and ogre. They're green, they're large and stinky, and usually not too bright. Let's see, what was that? A 14 on a 5d6. We had some double ones in there. Nice, nice.
Perfect.
Yeah. Okay, so you kind of hurry through these tests. And it's, it's not smelling great in there. Everybody that's in there is constantly like looking around, trying to accuse each other of the smell. Basically, any of you staff that are in there, just like really, you couldn't just like go out into the hall and do that. It's that kind of looks around.
From the regiment.
And I assume that Petal obviously just goes on about her business and pretends like she had no part in it, like a normal
She's useless.
feeling.
As usual.
And yeah, you take a look. The Ogron seems like they're in okay health, from what you can tell. They're definitely made of very sort of stern stuff. To do any kind of like blood work and stuff, you have to punch through like a hide. Like they have a thick sort of hide to them. A bit resilient to damage. Ogrons have natural soak, so they get certain bonuses and things, and just trying to jab the friggin' needle in there to take the blood is difficult. But yeah, you do it. You get the general lay of the land. They seem like they're okay. There's probably a sort of strange thing that does pop up in the scan, though. I think that you can see that the probably certain things that are like in the Ogron's bloodstream. You can see that there's some kind of like probably, I would assume, some sort of like alcoholic residue that's in there. Their blood alcohol percentage is not worryingly high, but they're definitely still slightly inebriated.
Okay. All right. Let me start your medical record with the ship. Boop, Commander Beige.
Yes.
Do we have a specific allocation we would like to put this Ogron into under the ship's library of jobs?
I don't. Do you think she's any good at accounting?
I would not put my money on that, sir. No,
We get like a shot of Boker. She's literally got like a finger up her nose.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Like smelling her own smell. Like
there's like a gooey one that gets pulled out.
I think she's more of a brute type than a brawn or than a brain type.
Right. Well, any recommendations you can give as the medical officer would be appreciated.
Okay. I'm just going to put her under tactical because based on Daniel's performance, we might need some help over there in case she wants to potentially do any defensive measures. I mean, unless we want to have her carry machinery down in the docking bay, I don't know.
Well, Daniel is pretty tactical. He's just very slow at it.
We'll call it that. Okay, thank you, Commander Beige.
Okay. Has she mentioned me at all?
No, she seems pretty disgusted to be down here and confused, but that's about it.
Okay.
Do you want me to ask her? Or do you want me to mention you to her? That would...
If it comes up.
Okay, I'll tell her you said hello. Then.
No. Hi. So I said hi.
Okay,
no,
sounds good.
No,
okay.
hello.
Okay. I'll figure it out. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go now. Thank you.
I wonder if I should have said yo. Daniel, could I pull off a yo?
Of course you could. Always.
All right. Oh, how do you spell Boker? Do you know how to spell
B?
Boker. Okay.
Can you spell your name?
Boker. I'm just gonna put it in as B. Kerr, maybe. I don't know. Okay, perfect. We're gonna list you as tactical training. I think maybe if that helps.
Oh no.
Yeah. I mean, you look like you respect him. That'll be good to work with that. Okay.
What is tactical?
Lieutenant junior grade duty.
Yes.
How much longer do you need me?
I think we're wrapping up right now. I'm interested in why her alcohol level is a little high. I'm not too sure. Are you taking her back to Commander Beige, or are you taking her back to?
Those are my orders.
Okay, I'm gonna print out this notification of her alcohol level being high, and blood alcohol level being high, and send it back with him. Also, Boker.
Yes.
Commander Beige says hi. She'll look at you. You have to tell me your name again. I'm so bad at this. Too many B names.
Bofin.
Bofin. She'll look at Bofin and go,
Who Commander Beige?
No questions. Are you done, Lieutenant Junior Grade 2D?
We're done. I went ahead and sent my medical records over to Commander Beige and to the captain for the new ship, I guess, employee. I don't know.
With me, and I just sort of motion Booker to stand up.
Booker stands up and tries to dodge any medical equipment with their head.
There's all those like lights with the handles on them that like dodge out of the way. Okay. Yeah, and you guys head off. We return to the transporter pad where Diplomat Medrin has arrived with Daniel and Commander Beige.
I think me and Daniel have just sort of got back there.
Where did he go? He said he was going to the captain. Why can't you find him?
I don't know. Listen, it was too fast. Okay.
He wasn't that fast.
Gentlemen.
Oh.
There he is.
Found him. He's over there.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah. Well
just a quick briefing before we go down.
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
Don't usually I give the briefing.
Right. Well, I don't think we're qualified this time.
I'm a commander of the ship.
Very well, Commander, if you'll just listen. Please don't talk about the various Ergron smells and which ones are nice and which ones are not. Best just to keep it at, it's a smell. Okay? And,
why would I randomly bring that up?
Well, to be honest, I'm not quite sure. And you, Daniel, does that come off of your head, that thing?
Well, you gotta look good while you're on the job, so.
Yes, that's why I'm asking you to take it off.
It's actually part of his tactical equipment.
It is.
Yeah, I have
Yes.
paper. Show him the paper. I'm allowed to have it.
Yes,
Oh.
there.
Well, do you have... When I approach, you get quite close. Do you perhaps have another one that's a bit less... Well, there are some stains, I think, on this one. I'm not quite sure what they
Yeah,
are.
okay.
And it smells a bit... Do you have a spare? Perhaps
Yeah,
you can put on the fresh
Fine,
one.
fine.
And I'll take it off and just flip it inside out.
Yeah.
It's reverse. Of course.
It's like
reversible.
the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, you know, like the inside of the fedora is like some weird pattern.
Yeah.
Right.
It's really quite bright.
Well, let's go down and try and smooth things over, shall we? Please let me take the lead, if you will. If it comes
Yes.
to official matters about military such and such, then I will defer to you. But until then, just look professional and polite and respectful. And
I always look professional.
Always do, sir.
okay, let's get going then. I walk over to the teleporter pad proper and one leg at a time. Get myself up there. I have to put my hand on my knee. There we go. They should really put some steps up to this thing.
It's like
well,
one.
well.
It's like one step. It's like one
That's
step.
2-inch step at most.
Yeah. Regardless, the step would be useful.
Perhaps some sort of escalator.
Think about the Boreans who've only got short legs. Must be a nightmare for them. Structurally sensitive, that's
What are you trying to say?
huge steps, and
Mate, that's like 2 inches.
it's part of your charm.
If
Now
that-
be quiet.
Right, okay. Hope
Right.
there isn't an accident when I send you over.
Are we ready? Do we need anything else? Are we waiting on anyone else, or is it just us three? Perhaps we want to bring a jester or a clown.
I don't think we have. Oh, we do have that guy that does the plays with the guitar. Get
But
him.
We are not. No, we're not bringing entertainment with us.
Right. Well, you're gonna have to be. You're gonna have to let me know if you're gonna make any jokes, because there might be a bit of confusion.
Well, of course, I will naturally.
I'm not saying he's a jester. It's just guitars are entertainment.
Right, so no one else is coming. That's what you're saying.
No, it's just us.
Very well. When you're ready.
Right, mate. What grade is are our secondary characters? Is it 5?
Your secondary characters are grade 6. Your tertiary characters are grade 5.
Right, what you've done there, Wack, you've introduced a word that I am not entirely sure what it means.
5, it's a number that comes after 4, but before 6.
It was more the tertiary that I was a bit confused with there. Just
Wow, sick burns.
14.
Oh God. Oh God.
I feel like I might have, on purpose, been a bit of an idiot.
Okay. So,
This thing's broken.
well, to be fair, you're not trying to do complicated transporter actions like trying to send a specific group to a certain cell, and also send another group somewhere else. So this one is a pretty simple thing. But just to be fair, I would like to point out that Peachy has in fact rolled 3 1s as part of his 14 on a 66 roll. So if we could just get some 1s, some tables 2 1s in the chat, please, that would be great. 3 1s. There have been
I'm
3
here for
ones.
you, chat. How
Thank
doing?
you. Thank you. The transporter. You can see the transporter start to linger a little bit on Diplomat Medrin. Like there's more molecules that start. You see the light gets like a little bit brighter for him, and you see
there seems to be a lot of mass in that one.
the transporter pad starts to flicker a little bit, and you see this worried look on Diplomat Medrin's face and this big smile on Perfect Ford's face as eventually the transporter goes through. You guys appear into the I guess the waiting area that you transported to previously. You can see that there's some stuff that's being cleaned up, I guess, from the previous altercation. You can see that there's some plants and things that got knocked over. The room in general is sort of it's a very, I think, to describe it would be, there's a lot of a kind of flat, like marble look to it, like very smooth, polished stone, and the room shapes are sort of rounded, as opposed to very like geometric and squared. Most of the ceilings have a sort of rounded shape to them, almost like it's not really a semicircle, it's more of an oblong circle. It's been stretched out. And there's a lot of tapestries that are kind of hanging on the flat parts of the walls. You can see, for what you would assume, I think Diplomat Medrin you would know immediately, are obviously various clans that are represented as part of the tribal council for the Venetians. There are 3 people in the room already when you guys arrive, and you can see that one of them appears to be dealing with some sort of data pad. They turn towards you, and this is a female Venetian. All Venetians are bald. That's just the way that they're built. They're hairless. And she turns to you. She's probably about, we'll say, 5 feet tall or so. And she says, "Welcome. How may I assist you?"
I approach, and in Venetian I start off with, I respect you. I greet you respectfully and thank you for welcoming us into your honored halls. I switch back to common. I believe there was perhaps some issue with some difficulties caused to you by a malfunction upon our ship.
So give me, Diplomat Medrin, give me a... Let's see what I can make you roll here. Give me an intuition plus bureaucracy.
Okay.
I love how you took the grooming skill. That's fantastic.
Yeah, I had to pick that up. What?
An 8 on a 46.
Oh, wait,
Okay.
for some reason it rolled logic instead of my int. Like my mouse.
Because you've got logic set for your attribute for bureaucracy.
Yeah, I tried to switch it over, but oh well. Extra d6. A 12.
A 12 on a 5d6. It's not difficult for you to tell. This is a very basic kind of thing to understand. You realize that being addressed now by someone other than Counselor Nato is very much a slight towards the group. Once you've sort of been assigned somebody in the Venetian culture in the hierarchy, they are usually the typical custom is for them to stay with you and sort of guide you through whatever it is you're trying to accomplish. Being handed off to somebody else is like a slap in the face.
Would you be Counselor Nato?
No.
I thought not. Would he be available to speak with us? Or perhaps just with me?
I'm afraid that will be impossible.
Understandable. Well, on behalf of the captain and obviously our ship, I would like to get this resolved so that everyone's happy. And then once we've dealt with this, made sure that we haven't offended you, and then we can deal with the further issue upon the Shoku.
Please follow me.
Of course.
Again, not even being given her name is like another slap in the face. You're getting you're like twitching like a little bit, like each time one of these things kind of happen, and you now you're kind of realizing that things are a bit worse than you thought. And I think maybe you're seeing Neil and Daniel, and you're giving them these kinds of looks as you are following behind respectfully.
I'll lean over to the commander and just quietly, Commander, what was the worst part of what happened?
The worst part was
From
it was all pretty bad.
The worst part, though.
The worst part was when the large ogre put me down.
I mean, for the Venetians, what was the worst part for them?
Well, the Ogrons did try to kill them. That's probably a low point.
The Ogrons tried to kill them. Were they successful in any way, shape, or form?
No.
And you're quite sure?
We did manage to get them transported into a cell, and well, Daniel went with them, but that wasn't on purpose.
Right, but okay, were any Venetians perhaps touched, maybe, by the Ogrons?
Yes, aggressively touched. Yes.
By aggressively touched, do you mean struck by the Ogrons?
Yes.
To what extent?
They are Ogrons.
Commander? To what extent were they struck?
To what extent?
Yes.
Well, with a fist.
Right.
And you know.
Were they? Would you say they were beaten by an Ogron? You stretch it to beaten?
Beaten is a strong word, but it would be mildly applicable, yes.
Yes, and there was a counselor. One of the counselors was beaten by an Ogron.
They're all counselors, right? All the security people?
Well, there's different ranks, but people that were associated with Counselor Nato, there was one that was hurt.
Yes, one of Councillor Notto's contingency of guard was hurt. Yes.
Oh, so Councilor's personal guard was beaten by an Ogron that we sent down here.
Well, yes. Our medical office did offer to
no,
give
that doesn't matter. Let me put it to you this way, just so you can get how unhappy they are. Imagine you woke up one morning to... There's some... Excuse my language, there's someone shitting in your face. You'd be quite unhappy, wouldn't you? You basically shit in the Venetian's face, Commander.
I definitely didn't go
It's
to
a
the toilet
metaphor.
on someone's
It's a
face.
metaphor, Commander. You... my goodness.
Does that happen to you a lot? Daniel, has anyone ever gone to toilet on your face?
Let's just say you've made my job very difficult. As you hopefully noticed, your eyes, Commander Nato's not here.
Ambassador,
Council Nato. Yes.
if I might say, your job didn't start until there was a problem. This is your job.
Yes, but you've made it. Imagine I had to calm you down from someone shitting in your face.
I mean, don't shoot the messenger. I'm just saying.
Very well. You've just made them very unhappy, and it's going to be a lot of effort to get them even remotely.
Is that what they mean when they say sending a
amicable.
message? They're going to do toilet in someone's face?
No, that's.
What?
Why are we pooping on people? I'm very confused.
Why did I sign up for this ship? That's the real question, Commander, don't you think? Let's get going.
I pick up the pace a little bit, catch up with the counselor.
There's always, I think, for every single character on the ship, there is some stupid shit that has happened in your past that has forced you to be put on this ship. There is some kind of horrible thing that has happened in your past that has put you on this ship.
It is all fucked up.
Yep. This is the penalty ship.
Daniel?
Yeah.
Firstly, I don't like the whole toilet in someone's face thing. Secondly, did you used to be a detective, if I remember your file correctly?
Yeah, I was a private detective, Ado.
Well, since as we're amongst the Venetians and we do have a job pertaining to Venetians, perhaps you might be able to find out some information on how they feel about the Boreans and the whole crystal crisis. I made that up myself. Crystal crisis.
I'm pretty sure they're angry about. I mean, yeah, I can keep a lookout.
Yeah, well, maybe you can find out, see if they're like a little annoyed, or perhaps they're
Very
on
annoyed.
face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
I'll keep a lookout.
Okay. I think we should follow him. He's very slow. Daniel? You don't need to tactical here, okay?
What? Well, I mean, gotta be safe. Also, he's a lot slower than he looks like.
He's very slow, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yes. But maybe it would seem a little aggressive if you keep pulling out your gun and doing like front.
I'm not pulling out my gun.
rolls.
I have my hand on the holster.
It's a little imposing. You're a very imposing character.
Well, I just gotta be safe.
I do keep a look in every corner. Go over.
And I will follow him.
Okay. All right. So you guys are kind of marched off to, I guess it would probably be like a, some sort of conference, like briefing room type area. And there would be like, probably a view out into Vendalyr. And Vendalyr is a very beautiful planet. Here, let's bring you guys over to this view here. It is, it's generally temperate, with a lot of water and such. It's very similar to the way that Earth is kind of set up. It's bustling. It's probably, if you guys are, I mean, I think, yeah, all three of you are human, right? Yeah, so you guys being used to Earth, it's even more advanced looking than Earth. Like, everything is, you know, technically, like, mechanically, in the game, it's actually one advancement level, like, higher than Earth. You know, Earth is 9 and this is 10. So everything's a bit more futuristic looking, and impressive. There's windows that just kind of oversee what's going on. You guys are probably located in one of the bays, so you have a view of the bay from where you are. You can see it's a very impressive kind of sight. You see very clean and orderly kind of society from where you are. Just a general outlook onto this. They're not on a moon. This is Vendalyr proper that they're on right now. Shoku is currently blockaded by the Boreans. And the room is, I think, probably like a white, maybe even a beige, kind of marble that is all about. Very sort of clean, expensive-looking furniture is here. Kind of that modern look. Everything's sort of a flat, kind of matte color beyond the marble of the room. And you can see there's just a small conference table that's sort of centered with some terminal displays that are set up. And she walks you in and says, "Please, would you care for any refreshments?"
If it isn't too much trouble for you, Counselor, just some water would be fine. And then we will wait for when you're prepared for us, of course.
Very well.
No maple syrup in my water, please.
Thank you, Counselor.
Diabetic.
She inclines her head and sort of walks off.
Commander, could you perhaps try being less bizarre?
Bizarre? It's not bizarre that I've got diabetes.
Yeah, I don't know how familiar you are with Venetians, but
I know how familiar I am with a glass of water, because the captain always gives me a glass of water. And it's just too sweet for me.
it is not custom among humans nor Venetians widely to put syrup into water, Commander. You need not make that request. When you ask for a glass of water, you're handed a glass of water. That's how it goes.
Every single glass of water I've had off the captain has had maple syrup in it.
Well, that's... Oh, goodness. Just to be clear.
I thought it was like I thought that's what a glass of water was.
To business now, yes. Just so you're clear what's happening here. We're no longer dealing with Councillor Natter. That means that...
Oh, that's good.
No, that's very, very bad, Commander.
Oh,
that
that's
means
bad.
that they're unhappy with us because we've offended them. I assume by having one of his person guards beaten by an ogron that we placed in front of him has most likely made them angry. Further to that, this councillor has not given me her name.
And that's bad.
Have you asked about
Yes,
her name?
that's bad. You're catching on. When one doesn't give you their name, it's I doubt you'd understand.
Why don't you just ask?
Yeah, just ask.
No, it's complicated. I doubt you'd understand. But we're in a very bad position. So we need to do much groveling. And if you are speaking to any of the Venetians somehow, which I advise you against, they don't really do small talk all that well. So if you have something you wish to say, get to the point.
Get to the point.
Yes, but don't be rude. Be very respectful and polite.
So,
be succinct but not blunt. Do you understand?
So if I wanted to know their name, I would just ask their name.
no, that's too blunt.
Yes, see, it's blunt.
How about so? What's your name?
No. What I will try, after a short while, perhaps once they have got over the beating they took from the Ogrons, is to politely introduce myself and my colleagues. That's you, again. And if they are feeling amicable, they may give their name. That's how we do it.
Right. It's very confusing.
Yeah.
Well, yes, it is very confusing.
I'll just let you do the talking. It's fine.
That's a very good idea. You're catching on.
I am very good at small talk, though. I
Well,
took a course on it.
perhaps when we speak to the Boreans, you can help. They're all for small talk, especially small talk that revolves around tinkering and panels and.
I don't know very much about panels.
Well, perhaps you can learn.
They're grey, usually
There we go.
square.
That's a good start.
This is not
Honestly,
very
once-
helpful since we're going to talk to Venetians.
Well, yes. Well, you can think about how you're going to speak to the Boreans while I speak to the Venetians, and then hopefully I'll be done by the time you're finished thinking, and we can leave.
Yeah, well, our tactical officer here does need to speak to some of the Venetians. Do you have any tips on who he should speak to?
I advise that Daniel here doesn't speak to any Venetians.
Well, Daniel has a job to do. We all have it. You're here to make it better.
I believe his job is to stop me being attacked by any rogue ogrons we may transport into this room at a moment's notice.
I don't think that will happen again. That would be that was
Well,
like
I
one
would
in a
assume
million.
it wouldn't happen in the first place, but it
You
happened.
would, wouldn't you? But I don't think you've met our ex-chief engineer.
I try to avoid most people on the ship for reasons I don't think you could grasp, actually.
This guy.
Who's the highest ranking of the two of you? It's
Me?
you, Neil, right? Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
like second in command of the
Neil.
ship.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
No, I just so whatever you says for me. Yeah, that would go.
So no tips then.
Well, I did give you tips earlier, succinct but not blunt, but please avoid speaking to any Venetians.
Right. Okay then.
Now, that includes, we can all see that the planet is absolutely breathtaking. But if you comment on that, you might seem like an idiot.
Where do they keep all their files?
Maybe they got a cabinet.
There's
Okay.
terminals that are sort of angled up from the conference table. As the door opens, someone walks in with a serving tray and a pitcher of water, and several strange-looking glasses that are sort of representative of some of the, I think some of the Venetian art that they like to put on display. They have there's a very interesting looking sort of crystal, like stemware, basically, like some interesting drinking glasses. They're in different shapes, and they're quite beautiful. I mean, sparkly and very interesting to look at. They catch the light in interesting ways.
Thank you very much.
You're
Sleep.
welcome. And she says, sort of taking the tray and setting it down on the table. If you need any assistance, you can contact me via the terminal there and press the button at the top.
Ah, yes, this is what I see. Thank you very much.
Otherwise, you can investigate what is currently transpiring via the terminals we have provided.
Yes, of course, yes. I will look into it, of course. Most gracious of you, thank you.
She inclines her head, and she's left the tray, obviously, for you to put your, emptied glasses and pitcher, and leave the pitcher on there. And she leaves the room.
Well, that went well.
Yeah, good job.
Well, it didn't go particularly well. We'll have to sit here and figure things out. It'd be very nice to have a meeting with someone, but I think one of their people being beaten by an ogron has made them quite furious. What
They
we're
are
going-
gods.
This is like you've got like a Venetian bingo card, you know,
Yeah.
that's like slights, you know, and this is like
Mhm.
you made your third check mark, like.
Let's put it this way. The Venetians hold respect very, very high in their culture, but they have left us to our own devices. They've said, you sit in here all on your own. We don't have anyone who wants to speak with you. Do you understand that? They're not happy. What we are going to do,
But that
It's
seems like a
probably
reward.
what we are going to do is spend several hours, most likely, should do it. And we'll have to look at things and read things and eventually come to them with an apology and then hope that they at least will give us permission to continue with our mission on Shoku. At this point, that mission is in danger, Commander. Do you understand what that means?
No.
What that means, Commander, is if we can't go there and do our jobs, there could very well be war within the Alliance.
We'll fix it.
Good idea.
Neil, isn't
It's a
it
very
Neil
important
Beige?
mission.
Is your name, you Neil Beige? Commander Neil Beige?
Commander Beige, yes.
Commander Neil Beige, if I recall correctly.
That's my first name, yes.
Yes, okay, good. Well, you can use that terminal.
No, we need to
And-
go and speak to someone.
No, we do not, Commander.
Did you say we've got several hours in here?
Yes, several hours
Right.
to get started on your reading.
Daniel,
Yes.
I'm going to need you to do some detecting.
Oh, if it's detecting outside of this room, I would advise against it. You see, this is sort of our repentance. We are paying
Repentance.
for our sins, and our sins was getting a Venetian beaten by an Ogron.
Right, they don't seem very to the point. Right, come with me, Daniel. Come on.
No.
Yes, sir.
I try to shuffle him through the door.
You're blocking the door.
Yes, exactly.
We don't have several hours. We've got a lot of very important things to do. You were supposed to come down here and make everything okay and apologize, and then we go back and then carry on the mission.
Right, you have to understand, we can't make it okay our way. That's not how this works. We made the mistakes and we must make amends their way. That's how this works. If you leave that room, the Venetians may get very angry with us, and since we are all apparently human, they may get angry with the humans. Now, they're already angry with the Boreans. Do you want the Venetians to leave the Alliance?
If we leave the room,
If you leave the room, the Venetians may very well leave the Alliance, yes.
if I leave the room, the Venetians will leave the. Commander Beige to Captain.
Oh my goodness.
I gotta be honest, Diplomat Medrin. I think I like him more than Jimmy.
Dude, Medrin's so good. So, this is Captain McQuaid.
I love the annoying characters, like the characters that are just always, they can't process the shit that's happening around them.
Captain, there seems to have been some kind of mistake made.
What has happened, Neil?
Well, the ambassador seems to have us trapped in a room for several hours. Otherwise, the Venetians will leave the alliance.
What?
Excuse, Captain, can you hear me?
You
Yeah,
have your own communication. Look, I'm adding to the call, Captain. I'll add Daniel as well.
Hey, Captain.
Oh, Captain, hello. Can you hear me? Am I coming through clearly?
yes, you are.
Okay, so what I would like to tell you is that I have discovered, while speaking to your commander, that not only did we transport Ogrons down into the greeting hall of the Venetians, that the personal guard of a Venetian counselor was beaten by one of them severely, from what I can tell.
Extremely delicate situation that we find ourselves in. That is
Well,
why
yes.
I have you two taking care of it.
How much do you understand about Venetian culture, Captain?
Enough.
Well, we're no longer dealing with Councillor Nato.
Oh.
And also, the councillor who did greet us did not give me her name. And thirdly, we were left in a room alone to figure this out for ourselves.
I assume that is what Commander Beige was referring to when he said you guys were being kept captive.
We are... It's not exactly being kept captive. We are free to leave the room, but we are placed here.
If we leave the room, they'll leave the Alliance. That's pretty well captive, if you ask me.
Well, think about it this way. This is sort of our purgatory, and we have to serve our time. I'm sure...
Just wait it out.
Yes, if we go over to the... they no doubt have a report ready for us to read of their grievances and such. Once we read through that and understand everything perfectly, except responsibility, anything else that they want or demand, then we can speak with them, explain that we're dreadfully sorry, and then perhaps you can deal with the issue on Shoku. But right now the Venetians are very unhappy.
Are we sure there's not another way around this? This was a simple transporter malfunction, as far as they know.
They understand that, however, they are fickle in certain situations.
That's a very good word to use.
Something you would all definitely realize is that like Venetians are super annoying to deal with in general. Like their customs and stuff, they hold very true to them, and they are very proud people, and they have a lot of them. And it's kind of overwhelming to deal with for your average person, especially like a human. It's kind of like there's a lot of propriety and such that has to be followed, and it's just a lot of annoyance.
Currently, Captain, the situation stands as thus. The Venetians are very unhappy about Shoku, and now they're unhappy about an Alliance ship transporting hostile creatures down into their planet. They're very unhappy. We must do things their way for now. It will take time, but it is worth it if we wish to keep them as a healthy, happy member of the Alliance.
Which we do.
Absolutely.
Of course.
They may deny us access to Shoku if we go about this clumsily, Captain.
Well, that would be a misjudgment on their part, considering the disagreement with the Boreans is something that they have yet to be able to remedy on their own.
I agree, but they stand on principle more than anything.
Well, between yourself and the commander, I'm sure you can discuss a proper plan of attack, or when they do inevitably either call you into the next room or begin discussions again. And Commander, you were not being held captive by our ambassador.
No, I didn't say that.
Well, I said that because of the ambassador.
The Venetians are not holding us captive either. It is
technically, Captain, they can't.
And protocol.
Technically, they can't leave the Alliance just like that. I could look over the paperwork.
There will be no further discussion of the Venetians potentially leaving the Alliance. That will not happen.
Well, if you listen to me and don't let these your commanding officer and this Daniel here go wandering about this Venetian facility uninvited and unescorted.
Commander, stay in the room with the others and just please discuss a plan of attack for this. I'm leaving it in very, very capable hands.
Yes, Captain.
Braxton, McQuaid out. Boop, boop.
Right. You take that terminal. Daniel, you take that terminal. I'll take this one. We'll find out. Daniel, your mission is still as is, but you can't leave the room because otherwise the Venetians will leave the Alliance.
So I have to talk to Venetian, but I can't leave the room.
Yes.
No,
Which we're alone in.
Why don't you just try reading? This will explain a lot.
Well, they're terminals. You could probably get hold of someone.
Don't go snooping
sure you know how
around
to do
a
that.
terminal. Don't go snooping. Just read what they have laid out for us. It's probably a welcome pack of some sort.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, let's get to it then. This may take several hours, but it is worth it. This is what we signed up for. Sort of.
Daniel, are you any good at hacking?
Absolute Commander. That is an act of war in itself. What are you suggesting? You are completely out of line.
Listen, Ambassador. You were brought on board to smooth this over, and suddenly we're held captive in a room.
We're not me.
I think I better take the lead from here.
No, absolutely. You are. Are you sure you are the commander?
Yes. Right now, Daniel.
Go ahead and.
Yes,
Oh God! Roll me an endurance check, please, Ambassador, Diplomat Veteran. Go ahead and give me endurance plus your negotiating. Okay.
A 16.
A 16 on a 3d6. Holy shit.
Nice.
Yeah, Neil, go ahead and give me he's got like
Annoyance.
a million more dice than you do. Let's see.
But he just rolled a 16.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's like 10 peachy dice. Go ahead and give me your negotiating plus your endurance skill.
negotiating plus endurance.
Didn't you have a talking skill? Or what was it? No.
I got leadership.
No, it was like your custom one. That was weird.
Oh man, Neil splaining.
Okay.
I don't think this is a Neil splaining situation though.
That's when you translate English to English. Your English to English dictionary. A 12 on a 3d6. Okay, so this conversation goes on for a while. There's a lot of back and forth. And finally, I guess what's happened is Diplomat Medrin has worn you down, Commander Beige. You've just like, it's gotten to the point where you've just given up on the conversation.
How have you done that to Neil? What the hell?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I just said that for an hour
Okay,
straight.
okay,
Absolutely not, Commander.
Right, you've just been screaming absolutely not for the last 3 minutes. Okay, fine. Right. Now I know what the captain meant when he was... Never mind. Right, we'll do this your way. Daniel, try and find out whatever information you can about this standing with the Boreans. And I will find out what I can about what's another word for bureaucracy? Like the way they do things.
Bureaucracy. Their
legality. That's like a roundabout.
What are you trying to ask? What's your?
I will try and see if I can figure out how their bureaucracy works here. And Ambassador, you can do anything you wish, just don't shout anymore, okay?
And don't leave the room.
Well, naturally. Very well, let's get to work, gentlemen.
Yes, sir.
Let's sit down. Pat myself down. Get started. Just opening up the documents and giving a good read.
Oh, some people are so annoying and they don't even realize.
Neil starts taking out stacks of paper from God knows where.
Yeah, I'm taking notes.
And then we get the paperwork bureaucracy montage, and with awkward with Edgar Wright smash cuts, like take it to the limit, like, and it's just like we see like tapping on the keyboard and
Swiping, scrolling.
yeah,
And every now and again, Medrin's just like...
there's like desperate gulps of water, like
I sniff my water before I drink it.
I don't think there's any syrup in this one.
Yeah, and you guys do your research. So just to be clear, what are the both of you looking at again? You're checking out the bureaucracy of what exactly?
I'm
here
trying
in
to see how they go about stuff and what the fastest way is to
the Boreans or the Venetians?
The Venetians.
Okay. Okay. Sure, fair enough. Give me your bureaucracy plus your logic. Or, yeah, bureaucracy plus your logic is fine. You could do computers, but you're not really trying to fight with the computer. You're just trying to really learn.
Basically.
Yeah.
I'm going to refresh my luck die, and I'm going to use a luck die on this.
Okay. Yeah, good thing you got a luck die, because it's not like you've got like 1,000,000 points in these rolls. That's 3 1s in there.
That's
on
why
a
I used luck
76. 76 for an 18. Okay, sure.
Is that another 3 1s?
That's
Holy
another
crap.
3 1s. Another 3 1s. Feel free to just spam those ones in chat there, guys. That's what they're there for. Yeah. Okay. So I think the stuff that you learn here is that Venetians have a sort of they have a kind of rigid structure to their organization. They have different not really castes, but they're broken up by their age. They're straight up divided by their age. There's 7 different like age groups, and once they reach certain age groups, they gain more respect. And the age groups are here. I'll paste these in the chat for you so you can see them. But these are the different age groups that you learn about, and this is the hierarchy that they are dealing with in general. Everything sort of gets processed this way. This is youngest to oldest. Oops. Yeah, youngest to oldest, left to right there. I'm not going to redo that. But yeah, those are the different age groups. And the very top there are noted as the seniority. They are the highest ranking people. And they're the ruling body of 24 members. But that's the way that things work here. They're very much an old age equals wisdom people. And it holds true for the Venetians, the way that their memory kind of works. It is an accurate representation
They're all quite
of their
old,
culture.
aren't they? They live to be.
Yeah. The youngest group there is 1 to 40.
So forgive me for asking, but the s3e9 are the oldest ones?
Yes.
Okay, I just want to make sure I got that right.
Yeah, top to bottom, left to right there, basically. I messed up and hit enter.
No, you're fine. I just couldn't remember if you were telling me ascending or descending order. So thank you.
Yep. Yeah, but that's kind of what you get. And this is fairly well known. I don't necessarily know that they're known in detail, but almost everybody that knows anything about Venetians knows that there's a seniority. Those are the rulers. But this is a more specific classification for you, basically, of the different groups. You would know that the adult groups are the ones that you mostly deal with. That's the Kuluth and the Yeratiru. Basically, if you get the younger groups of people, that's another slight. And go ahead and give me Theodore. Why don't you go ahead and give me an intuition plus your.
I don't have any kind of xenobiology.
Yeah, you don't have xenology here. That would be what you want. Yeah, I guess it's just intuition here. I don't think you've really got anything else that can help you. A
9.
9 on a 3d6. Nah, you didn't really you didn't know what age these people were that came in. It is hard to tell with the Venetians in general, like what age group they belong to.
Unless they're like super young or super old. I guess.
Yeah. Basically, the top or the bottom age group, you really wouldn't be able to tell.
Yeah. The first thing I was looking at is I was looking for like an incident report for what happened, which is basically Venetian for list of grievances.
Okay.
for the
Yeah.
incident in the entry hall.
For what happened in the entry hall. Yeah, okay, sure. I like how you guys have an actual person that's got a detective background, and you are the one that's doing that. Excellent. Go ahead, Theodore. Go ahead and make me a logic plus. Ooh, you don't have computers. Yeah, this is just a straight up logic check.
How does this thing work?
Diplomat Medrin,
Yes.
see the big red switch on the side?
Yes.
That turns it on.
Right.
It's an instant boot up because that's the future that I want to live in.
Oh.
It's just like you push the button and boop, just turns on.
Right.
There's no fucking annoying login bullshit.
That's my current work.
I mean, mine's fast, but it's not like you hit the button and it's just on.
I mean, it is.
Did they leave anything in particular for us at these terminals? So when I switch it on, does it say?
No, it's just kind of a general menu, like of various. I would say like maybe. I would say that there's probably like news reports. There's
I go to news reports like once I see that and I look for a news report on this incident.
Sure. You see general sort of Venetian reports. A lot of stuff in regards to the blockade. There's a lot of intertribal sort of views on things. It's very much like a drawn out sort of Senate-like complicated talks that are happening between the different tribes of the Venetians. And of the seniority, this is something that you would have learned, Neil. The 24 people represent different tribes of Venetians in the seniority. So there's like one or two people from the various tribes. And there's lots of back and forth there. A lot of people with different opinions for the news. I don't think you see any news on the incident that happened. Yeah.
Well, I'll probably read through a few of the articles about the moon just to kind of get the Venetian public opinion about it, just kind of get a feel for how it's being reported.
Okay.
Just so I know how much tact to use and whatever.
Sure. Go ahead and give me your logic plus your diplomacy. Oh, politics. Sorry.
I've got a luck dial add one this time.
Okay. A 14 on a 46. Yeah, popular opinion is kind of conflicted. I'd say there's almost like a straight split between people that understand the Boreans' claims as to the fact that they have a certain right to part of the mining operations of what's happening on the moons of Shoku, the Shoku moon, and the opinion that they're basically employees of the Venetians, and that they have certain rights as employees, of course, but they don't have a claim on this moon.
Right. Okay. Cool. Right. Yeah, and then from there, I'll stumble around for a little bit trying to find other stuff. Eventually. Are any of you good with navigating these things? I'm looking for perhaps the list of grievances. You may have seen it under incident report.
Daniel, have you come across anything during your investigations?
Have I? Because
What
I was
are
looking
you-
at the
what are you-
like the stance between Venerians and Boreans.
Venetians and Boreans.
Venetians, yeah.
Yeah, venereal is a type of disease.
I mean, have you
and that's
dealt with these people?
That's super racist. Go ahead. You're trying to investigate the specific. What was the specific thing you were looking up?
The stance between them, like, because Neil was the one who ordered it, and I
So
figured
you're
we
the
knew
one.
that it wasn't
So
very
you're
good.
you're trying to find out basically specific skirmishes that have happened. Is that what,
Yeah, or
is that
how
what
they're still, yeah, basically, yeah.
Okay. All right. So go ahead and let's see. Give me another roll here from you. This is going to be you using your logic plus
Got diplomacy, but that.
logic plus your.
Do you not have a detective skill?
No.
Not specific. No, but no, I got interrogation and stuff, intimidation, stuff like that, face
ahead.
to face.
Yeah,
I didn't let him be in front of
yeah, detective stuff.
Logic,
yeah.
logic plus diplomacy
Yeah.
is going to be the closest, I think, here.
All right. Good. Doop.
A 14 on a 46. Okay. Yeah, so you start to get a list of various skirmishes. You can see that they've been escalating in the last 2 weeks or so with more of them. And they've been going on a little bit before you guys left on your trip. So this has been going on for a little, like over a month now, about a month and a half, basically. That there've been sort of these skirmishes happening, and I'd say grand total there have been like 15 or so of these skirmishes, with 10 of them happening in the last 2 weeks. So the hostilities have definitely been picking up.
Oh yeah, the thing don't look too good. Come on, Neil. Wait.
It doesn't. What have
No.
you found?
There's been plenty of skirmishes. So like since we left, they've just been more and more.
Oh dear.
Any specific information, numbers, places, perhaps some names that are involved, or?
I don't think that you would find that information on these terminals. Like, they'll give you like information that's obvious, maybe like ship names, but you won't have specifics for names for people that were involved. I think that those are probably classified.
It doesn't say anything about the people involved, so.
Seems like they've censored quite a lot of this information.
Well, yes, and the fact that we didn't open these up to, well, ideally we would have opened them up and it would have said, look, you fools, this is what you did wrong and we're very angry. The fact that they didn't do that means they're probably angrier than that.
Uh-oh.
Well,
Yes,
what
it's our
di-
punishment, we have to dig.
What do Venetians like? We make them
They-
happy.
They like not being beaten by Ogrons, funny enough.
I scratched that one. What else?
Yeah, okay.
Whack.
Could you perhaps look for the incident report for what happened here? It'd probably be in their internal access rather than having to go out into their network. That's what I'm trying to find. But this blasted thing, they keep trying to press one button and press two. They have slender fingers, the Venetians. Are not built for someone like me.
The fingers you are trying to use to press buttons on this terminal are too fat. Please use a dialing wand.
Yes,
So if you
yes,
could find
Daniel.
that, Daniel, that'd be great.
Yes, can we just say we're sorry?
No.
I have an idea, but you're not going to like it.
Well, then I don't want to hear it.
Well, tough. I am the commander. I could maybe put together a program that could possibly find this mission or incident report you're looking for.
No. You see,
Well, it wouldn't technically be hacking. I would just be making a program in order to find the information you need.
okay. Let me try and use a metaphor for you, Neil. When you were a child, were you ever naughty?
No.
Perhaps you have handed out a punishment to someone in your position as a commanding officer.
Yes.
Do you
lots
take
of
out your
demerits.
book of demerits? Like,
Right, yes. Now, imagine perhaps if you'd sent someone to the brig to spend their time there, but
Mhm.
instead of going to the brig, they put a photograph of themselves inside it and said, "Oh, look, I'm in the brig." And then they wandered off and did what they liked. You see how they're not really participating in the punishment.
I like to think of it in a different way. Sometimes a pencil is really good for filling out forms, but there are times where you might need a different tool, but it is still basically the same thing, like a pen.
Right, that doesn't really apply here. Come on.
What I would be doing is I would make a bit of software in order to search.
these are the two most annoying
Deeper.
humans alive.
The way to think about it is, if I ask you you don't really...
Well, look at it this way. They asked us, well, they didn't ask us, they sort of asked us by not saying anything to us
Right,
to find out the information, to find out what we did wrong so we could apologize for it.
yes.
And that's all I'm doing.
Right, but they clearly didn't want to lay it out for us or make it easy. This is... What they're trying to do is show that we are willing to make the full effort to apologize. Now you're trying to cut corners, which means you aren't really sorry, Commander.
Did you find the incident reports?
I can't find it. These blasted buttons are too small.
Right,
Why not-
then I
why
will
don't
find
we-
it.
Why
Difficult
don't we take
navigate.
that opportunity to take our break here, folks? Why don't we go ahead and take a break here? We'll be right back, everybody, in just a few. Please make sure you follow all these wonderful people. Bobby's got to use the bathroom, so just go, Bobby. You're good. And we'll be back in just a few. If you haven't done so, follow all these wonderful people. Follows are free. If you have a Twitch Prime that you haven't used, and you have yourself an Amazon Prime account, you can link up your Twitch account with your Amazon Prime account and get yourself a free Twitch Prime sub to a channel. Consider on using it on one of these wonderful people. They totally deserve it. And if you want to help support Table Story, one of the best ways you can do that is going to check out our wonderful sponsor for the show. Morris is a wonderful human and the designer for the What's Old Is New RPG system. You can head on over to patreon.com/Morris, MORRUS, and support a wonderful show that he's got about various gaming, tabletop role-playing game news. And you can listen to that over at morris.podbean.com. Check out the podcast and let him know what you think. Thank you guys for watching so far. We'll be back in just a few. Hang tight. Well, that was a long break. I wonder what could have happened.
It's the Venetians, man.
Totally the Venetians. Sorry, guys. My power went out again. Oh, my God. The rage. The
At least
rage.
he came back.
Yes, that's a good thing. That is a positive thing to think about. Welcome back. So, we have both Daniel. We have everyone. Daniel, Diplomat Medrin, as well as... Oh, and look, everybody switched. Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Who am
No,
I
let
now?
let me do the detective.
Hello,
Let
I
me do
do
it.
wonder what's going on here. Interesting.
You know, usually when I disconnect and I come back to Zoom, everybody's in the same spot. but that's not the case. Zagonicus, can you drop and then come back? Hey, there we go.
Oh.
Hooray.
You two are looking forward to that, aren't you?
Yeah.
Also, can we just talk about Simply's Daniel voice?
Pretty spectacular. Pretty spectacular.
Workout routine.
Yes. So we return to Neil, Daniel, and Diplomat Medrin sort of dealing with the Venetian bureaucracy. Daniel has been investigating the various skirmishes that have happened between the Boreans and the Venetians. And you get a lot of surface answers for various ships that have been involved in these occurrences, but you don't really get a lot of information about specific individuals that have been involved. I think... sorry, I have to open everything up again.
Just make it up. Nobody will know. It's all technically made up anyway.
Truth. Okay. So, you have been doing your best to learn more here inside the Order of Inquiry. So, you can see that there have been a few incidents between these various ships. The worst that you get in terms of influence, one ship's engines were badly damaged. There were some shots exchanged between the ships, so some actual gunfire was exchanged. Some actual laser fire was exchanged. And one of the ships belonging to the Venetians was their engines were severely damaged. That's the most severe incident.
Does it say who it was the?
So in terms of like who shot first,
Yeah.
It was Han.
Who? What?
Never mind.
Okay. Oh.
Oh man!
Damn.
I appreciate that joke. I appreciate
I
that.
think the delay for that clicking was the time zone or something.
Yeah, Pony's 6 hours ahead, so
Yeah.
technically he should have gotten that joke 6 seconds before I said it. He's a little. I mean, he just dyed his hair that color. You know, I don't think he realized the side effects. So,
Delete the bot. Delete the bot.
So I think, in terms of like who shot first between them, it was definitely the Boreans.
Okay.
Definitely. So that was the most severe conflict. You don't have any super detailed information on exactly what happened, but that was the most severe. In terms of the Venetian side of things, the ship's name was the Zephyr's Flight.
Wait, you said that was the ship name?
Yep.
Zephyr's.
Guy, I found one incident on the thing.
What did you find?
There's not a lot of information at all, but I detectivated that there was a ship that was
I'm
shot.
sorry, you what?
I detectivated that it was a ship who got shot.
You detectivated?
Yeah.
Who?
So,
The ship that got shot?
yeah, a ship got shot.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
Whose ship?
the Venerian ship.
Venetian.
The
Yeah.
Venereal ship. But, by the
Venetian
Boreans.
was
Yes.
all-
Uh-huh.
So they're already quite angry.
This seems to be the most severe thing that happened. It was called Zephyr's Flight.
It's pretty severe, though, if they locked us up in here for several hours because we had a transporter malfunction. They must be very annoyed.
Yes. It wasn't because of a. Never mind. Is there any mention of casualties there?
No, nothing mentioning. I think it was just the engine was damaged.
Okay, so damage to their ship. That's bad,
Okay,
but not
that's better.
worse. What about the incident here with the teleporting of the Eurogrons? Did they have anything on that?
I thought you were looking for that.
Yeah,
I can't. I told you these blasted buttons. Operating.
So in terms of Daniel's investigations, Daniel did not find anything in regards to the incident that happened here.
No mention of it at all.
no, nothing.
Well, then, in that case, I need you both. You were both there, yes?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you leaving anything out whatsoever?
Right. What happened exactly? What's your tactical report on the situation, Daniel?
And be specific about what happened to
Be
the...
very specific.
I don't need to know about how you were feeling, how your fedora was sitting, or how things smelled.
It said very well, though. Thank you for asking.
Naturally, of course. Now, please.
Okay, so we were supposed to be transported down, and then everyone was in the wrong place. And Ogra started attacking, and one person was beaten down.
Beaten down?
Yeah.
Do you mean that someone was rendered unconscious at the hands of an Ogron?
Yeah.
So someone was almost beaten to death by an Ogron?
Yeah, but we didn't do it.
Right, but you could have led with that rather than there were some issues. We had to teleport a malfunction. So you're telling me that... Let's put it this way. Let's assume that the ship had accidentally fired weapons.
Yeah.
Okay? And it accidentally almost killed a Venetian. How do you think they would feel about that?
Are you saying we could actually save the diplomatic problem that is happening with these skirmishes by what we learn here?
We could learn many problems. We have committed an act. Not
we. No, we didn't do it.
No, but as far as the Venetians see it, it was us. Not us personally, but as an entity, the crew of the ship in general. So we technically fired a weapon into one of their people, and they were almost...
What if we just give them whoever was in control of the transporter?
I don't think we can do that. Can't give them a person.
Yeah, I don't think that they want a prisoner for any sort of trial. They just want to make sure that we realize that we made a horrible mistake, that it cost them dearly.
I'm going to check something.
Very sorry.
Yes.
Let's just say we're sorry.
No, it's not about saying you're sorry. If I were to slap you in the face and just say, "Oh, I'm sorry," would you be happy with that?
No.
There you go. We can test it if you're not sure.
Yeah. No, I'm saying sorry or slap him in the face.
Well, both.
Let's start with the first one. Yeah.
Well, yes. When doing an apology, it's always best just to very clearly lay out what you did, and why you believe it was wrong. You must recognize the harm that it caused on someone else, and you must tell them that obviously you're deeply sorry, but how you wish to fix the situation, how you can make reparations.
That is your
So
job.
we've
Yes, sir.
identified You are here to help me, I believe.
I'm here to make sure you don't get shot.
Right. Well, let's just say then that what we did wrong was very carelessly transported Ogrons into an unsecure area. That's number one. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Great. Now, number two, that led to the severe injury of a member of the Venetians, in particular the personal guard of Counselor Nato.
Yeah.
Again, that led to the Venetians feeling unsafe, and it led to them questioning their trust in us and our abilities.
Yes, but it's gotta be someone's
There's
fault.
no buts. Yes. We will say it was due to an issue with a teleporter malfunction. Our engineering team is investigating.
Do you think they'll be happy with that?
It's a start.
Perhaps
Okay.
I could find out.
Whack, I'm at this terminal and I'm searching for any past incidents that happen where a Venetian ship was maybe injured by another ship, but it was some sort of accident with the other ship.
You mean just a common sort of accident? Okay, sure. Go ahead and give me a computers plus logic.
Okay, I'm gonna dump my final luck die in this.
Okie doke.
Logic. That out of luck. 22.
22 on a 5d6. It has not happened for over a century.
Mm-hmm. And the one that happened.
The Venetians are extremely careful with stuff that they do.
No, not the Venetians. A Venetian ship being injured by another ship.
Oh,
because
like
of an
a
accident.
like a straight up
like we were sort of talking about if the Boreans accidentally had a weapons malfunction. That's
Or
what
like
gave me the idea.
Or ships getting too close and scratching.
Yeah, something, anything.
Okay. There's
I'm
probably
basically trying to find out how they dealt with it and resolve that situation
gotcha.
and apply
Yeah,
it. to
totally,
this.
totally valid. I understand. Yeah, so there's probably I would say it happened with the Boreans and Venetians because honestly, they don't get a ton of traffic out here. They are fairly isolated, and it's a hell of a trip to make it out here. So there's a few like trade ships and things that'll come through here. Most likely, it would have been one with one of the Borean transports or some such from Shoku. You can see that there's one that probably happened 3 years ago, and it was from what you can tell, it was a miscommunication between the Boreans. It was on the Borean side. The Venetians are like extremely anal about how they do their procedures and such, and the Boreans for sure would have been the problem in the situation. You can tell that there was basically a miscommunication with vectors going into the mining facility on Shoku, and there was almost like a head-on collision between two of the ships. From what you can tell, the Boreans kind of brushed it off as like not a big deal, but the Venetians were extremely angry and
Extremely Venetian about it.
yeah, and you can tell that they were basically they demanded some sort of recompense from the Boreans. There was more of the I think there was what the resolution was that after much negotiations, the Boreans were forced to I think give over like a percentage of their cargo for free. Basically, they had to give up, and like probably like a decent percentage. I'd say it was something like a little, like if you're looking at it, like whoa, like it's not just covering the cost of the damage or whatever that happened. It's a lot more, you know, like double or triple or something.
Okay, while I'm here and they're having that conversation, I want to find out what Venetians hold
Valuable?
What a value, not necessarily monetary value or anything, just what they deem most valuable.
I think that's a culture thing.
Could it maybe be a trivia thing?
No.
You know, Venetians are known for their love of gold.
Okay. Would you like to try to use trivia in this case?
Yes, I would. Come on.
Okay. Sure. Go ahead and give me a logic roll plus your trivia. It just got so much harder.
I don't have anything else that's gonna work there. So.
It's probably easier just to roll logic, but because you're doing it now with trivia.
I want to use my trivia skill. All right.
Okay.
I've got a skill.
Okay.
This will make it easier because I have a skill in that.
Uh-huh. Boop. Peachy was just looking for a way to give Neil some depth for parties. Okay, so 19 on a 46 leads you to believe that the Venetian people value their
Head wax.
their lavender head wax above all else. Primathist crystals, the highest.
I think I might have found something that could possibly help.
Yes, Commander.
Well, it appears about 3 years ago there was an incident with the Boreans. A Venetian ship was damaged due to a malfunctional miscommunication on behalf of the Borean ship.
Ah, I see you found a parallel. Good thinking, Commander. And how was it resolved?
Well, they gave them a lot of money, basically.
I mean, like I said, the last part of it, reparations.
Yes, and it wasn't money to pay for any damage. It was well above that kind of value.
Yeah, well, the Boreans are very carefree, so they probably skipped the whole recognizing what they did wrong, apologizing, etc., and went straight to just, well, piling a little bit more on the gold pile to smooth things over, I think.
What were those crystals called? Dilithium crystals?
Yes. Dilithium crystals.
What were those crystals called?
I just typed it in chat.
Primathist.
Primathist.
So I remember a TV show, and there was a Venetian in there, and she really liked.
I feel like now every time you ask me,
Where have you put this? Which chat?
It's in Twitch chat.
Oh,
I'm
Twitch
gonna
chat.
go ahead and just change the name every time just to fuck with you, I think.
Can't seem to remember anything.
I can't quite remember. What are these called? The goulash crystals? Goulash?
And she seemed to really like Primathist crystals. That must be something that Venetians hold quite valuable.
I'm from a TV show.
Well, I mean, I haven't dealt with many Venetians myself.
Yeah, well,
Just
Commander,
the odd one.
How much do you know about what's happening on the moon?
On the moon, I think we need to cross that bridge when we get to it. We need to get out of this bloody room.
Right, yes, but do you know what they're mining up there?
Oh, are they the same crystals? Bobby, was Primathist that question you asked me earlier? Primathist crystals. Okay. All right. I got you, boo.
He gave you the salute.
Do we all get our own 20 points of experience for him remembering? But
He didn't remember. I had to tell him.
Perhaps if we can offer them a more lucrative deal when arranging the problems on the moon.
But you see, that causes us a bit of an issue. It seems like a good idea now, but then when you have to deal with the Boreans and say, we've promised things that are perhaps yours to the Venetians instead, it makes negotiating very hard, you see, because they think we're on the Venetian side, when really we are moderators. We are in the middle. We're here to resolve an issue, not to take sides.
Well, Diplomat Medron, I have $4 Canadian on me. What have you got on you?
We can cross the reparations bridge in a.
Perhaps if we just offer them a lot of something that they want, we can get out of here and get on with the more important mission.
We may not have to offer monetary reparations whatsoever. It may be something else, perhaps. They want some oversight. Perhaps they wish to send someone to our ship to make sure we're not being completely reckless with our teleporters or something of that nature.
What does that have to do with preparations, though? Reparations.
Well, we are natural. It's complicated. It's a way of giving them something, which is access to our ship that has value.
I cannot grant value to a species that is not part of the ship. That would be a security issue.
By the way, you guys have been here for a while, kind of doing all this research. It's been a few hours. Captain, have you... I mean, you haven't really heard anything from them for a few hours. What are you up to right now?
Well, the last time I was in touch with them, there was like a 3 or 4 way call, I think it was.
Yeah.
And I just sort of let them, or told them just to take their time. So I'm still just waiting to hear back from them. I'm not.
I'd probably be
thinking
calling
anything
him, actually.
Okay.
Commander Beige and away party 2, Captain.
Yes, this is Captain McQuaid.
Hey, Captain.
Captain, I think we might have found a way around our little problem down here.
Which problem are you referring to? The old one?
The slight on the Venetians that we have caused.
Okay.
It seems from all of our investigations that the Venetians have taken this minor problem very much to heart.
Excuse me, Captain. By minor problem, the commander means because of our mistake, our error, one of their people was almost beaten to death by an Ogron. Now, who knows how long the smell is going to cling to that poor man, but think about
Obsessed
it.
with smell. Basically, Captain, we did find a story about 3 years ago where something similar did happen, whereas the Boreans, in order to solve their problem, paid them a lot of money, basically. More than the problems that they caused above and beyond.
Captain, I don't think that will be necessary in our case. We will
not be paying any reparations.
We must make some reparations. We did make a mistake and have one of their people injured at least.
Well, could you say we're sorry?
Really? My approach, Captain, just so you're in the loop, is I'm going to tell them what the mistake was, what effect it had on them, how we're going to prevent it in future, and then the last part is any reparations we may need to make.
We will not be making any monetary reparations. However, I'm sure there will be things that we will need to do to appease them.
I have been trying to find out what they hold valuable, and all I can think of is the crystals that they're mining on the moon.
Well, that is currently in dispute as well with the blockade. That was something I was quickly going to contact the blockade itself and have a little discussion. But
yeah, I think we're almost done down here, Captain. I do have a button I can press to call Venetian Council to speak with us. Do I have your permission to apologize on behalf of you and the ship and offer to ease their mind in any way they may be
still
necessary?
recommend waiting it out. Give it another few hours. If you're thirsty, I'm sure there are ways or replicators there and facilities to,
They gave us plenty of water. We can wait longer. It's not a problem.
If anything serious comes up or anything changes, just contact me.
But Captain, what are we going to offer them?
I didn't catch that work, sorry.
I was saying,
Unfortunately, they didn't put out a cheese plate. Perhaps
There's
some
absolutely no grapes
grapes.
here. Captain, what can we offer them in means of reparation? Obviously not monetary value.
We may not need to offer anything, Captain. They may have some requests, or it's closed.
What if they're unreasonable requests?
Just instead of thinking of the hypotheticals, just wait and see what happens.
Very well. We'll wait a few more hours.
If
And then,
anything happens or comes up, just promise me back.
I hope this resolution will be swift, Captain, and we'll get back to you as soon as we've solved it, and then back to the ship.
Captain, may I recommend we do this now? We have been here for many, many hours.
This is procedure. Unfortunately.
Yes, Captain.
It won't take too much longer, Commander.
Really want a cigarette?
What?
McQuaid out.
By the way, Captain McQuaid, how have you been addressing this whole Bokur situation that's been presented to you?
This is
You've gotten
okay,
a.
so
I mean, you've
straight up
definitely
onto
gotten.
Bokur.
Yeah, you've
I
gotten
remember this.
You've gotten a report basically from Neil in regards to Bokur.
What I told, so like in my mind, internally in Braxton's mind, that Ogron is on Vendalyr. I had told the commander to transport the Ogron back so it could still go through legal proceedings, and we would try.
You also told me to deal with it.
But I also told you. I told you both. So, but yeah. So to me, the Ogron isn't even on board, and I haven't even thought anything of it. No one's contacted me about it, so I don't know anything about it. But yeah, I think the Ogron is on Vendalyr in prison awaiting trial.
So essentially, Commander Beige has given out orders to crewman Boffin, I guess, to escort the Ogron prisoner around the ship and get checked out and whatnot. And Lieutenant Junior Grade 2D suggested that this Ogron might be useful in the tactical position. I guess what's Boffin doing then? What has Boffin done after finishing up this medical exam? Boffin is in charge of this Ogron right now.
I would have honestly just walked Boffin to the general tactics area and just shown them a seat. You can sit here.
That seat was small.
Take up a second one. It's what I do.
Just drag the seat over. Across the floor.
Do you wear deodorant?
What deodorant?
It makes you smell less. You stink.
I don't smell.
Yes, you do.
You smell.
Badly.
I don't smell bad. I smell normal.
You stay here. I will be right back. Don't move. And I get up and walk off to a replicator. I use my own personal credits. I come back with a spray can. Here.
I imagine it's pretty tiny. It's probably
It's like a liter's. It's a giant bottle. It's like a huge spray bottle. Yeah, it's this big.
Is that the one that your character uses?
Yeah, my own
You
personal.
need extra.
Yeah, my own personal spray. It's like the same one I use.
Canadian Spice body spray.
What is this?
Just use it. Spray all over yourself.
You just open your mouth
the perfume taste in your mouth.
Yeah, I'm just.
It tastes awful.
Oh, that's better. Now, I don't know what to do with you. You should stay here.
Why are you having me stay here?
Well, I don't know where to put you.
What happened to small man who brought me here?
Which small man? There are lots on this vessel.
He was very small, very skinny, very small.
Are you referring to the commander?
I don't know. He said I smelled very nice.
You're referring to the commander. I don't know where he is.
Am I to wait on him?
I'm not sure. 1 second. Boop boop. Boffin to Commander Beige.
It's a planetary communicator, so you could reach down to the planet. Unfortunately, Commander Beige's communicator's on mute right now.
Yes, Commander Beige here.
Commander Beige, this is crewman Boffin.
Oh, hello.
Hello, Commander.
Can I help you?
I was wondering what you wanted me to do with the Ogron.
Oh, has she been taken for her medical?
Yes.
Right. And has she been designated a section to work at?
Tactical, as far as I know.
Right. She's gonna have to fill out a lot of paperwork.
I just like one moment. Boker,
Yes.
can you write?
I can make mark.
Okay. Commander,
Yes.
she can do the paperwork.
Right. Right. I'm gonna go on my data pad. I'm sending you the detail. I'm gonna send Ogre on specific. It's got very big writing and a big space at the bottom.
One
so
of
you
my
can just-
favourite documents translated into Ogron. I read it for fun.
I love it.
It's single spaced.
There's 6 copies altogether. Can you make sure that she signs that and then designates her a uniform? I don't think we need to give an ogre weapons, and they just mash things with their hands.
All tactics officers get a basic layout of equipment.
Yes, but this ogre was previously. Yeah. Just standard issue pistol. Gonna have to replicate some large tactical uniforms for her, and I'm sending you information on her sleeping quarters. Dick. Oh, how unfortunate. It seems to be next to mine. Nothing I can do about that.
Very well, Commander.
I've sent them to you. Thank you.
Will I bring Bulker to acquisitions?
Yes, please. After the paperwork is completely filled out, can you just double check that the mark has been made in the correct place?
I will.
How is she?
She is sitting down.
Oh, that's nice. Has she mentioned me?
Does it look
Yes.
bad?
Oh, okay. Oh, that's brilliant. Right, brilliant. Oh, okay, thank you.
Goodbye, Commander. Boffin out. Doo-doo. Okay, Bulker, come with me.
Okay.
She
And
like
I'll,
stands up, and the chair is probably like partially like.
It's stuck on her butt.
and I just lead Bulker to acquisitions to get everything.
I'm sorry, Commander, but did I overhear
What?
something about no Gron on our ship?
Yes, the Ogeron that saved my life after the prisoners went wild and started trying to kill everyone.
But,
You know, we're friends. She talks about me, you know, and stuff. So,
Commander, let me just... Let's try and looking at this situation in the worst possible light. It's always a good exercise, right?
well, it sounds horribly depressing.
Yes, but sometimes we have to do it to see the reality of things. So now, Ogrons committed assault against the Venetian people. There was a group of them transported down. They were formerly prisoners on our ship. And we still have one of them on our ship, and you're getting them quarters next to yours? Now imagine...
Well, that was the only one that was left.
Commander,
so
imagine that...
it wasn't on purpose. It, it just kind of happened.
Commander, what do you think the Venetians are going to think when they hear that your friends with one of the Ogrons that beat one of their people to the brink of death?
No, she did not. She tried to protect the away team, me in particular.
That's your word.
And I'm the commander of the starship.
The same starship that sent Ogrons down into a welcoming area, one of which beat one of their people almost to death. You can see why they may not think that your word counts for much.
Well, perhaps they're not as racist as you and think that all Ogrons are basically the same thing.
Commander, don't bring silly petty arguments into this. What is your obsession with this Ogron? Is this the same one?
I don't have an obsession. Just that she was very helpful and probably the only reason that I got out alive. And plus, she was a prisoner on their ship, so she technically wasn't a member of the crew.
Commander, this is all fine details that the Venetians would wish to verify themselves through investigation, questioning, those kinds of things. They don't want to base it on the feelings of you.
I didn't say feelings. I never said feelings. Did you hear anyone say feelings? I definitely didn't say feelings. I didn't. That wasn't a word that was used at all. No.
No.
See, even Daniel heard.
Doesn't mean. Oh, yeah.
I don't believe the Venetians have any say on what happens aboard procedure of our own starship.
Right, Vera, excuse me just a moment. I shuffle along the table a little bit further away. Just... diplomat bedroom to the captain.
Are you trying to get some privacy because you've only moved about 3 inches away?
This is Captain McQuaid.
Captain, there's been a development.
What has happened?
Well, I don't mean to question your orders and such, but I do not think it's a good idea to keep an Ogron on the ship at this time.
What are you referring to? The Ogron? Well,
the one that's getting the quarters next to Commander Beige.
What? Are you telling me... One moment. McQuaid to Beige.
I need to integrate a rage meter onto the overlay for Captain McQuaid.
Building slowly.
It should be a mustache that increases in bristleness.
Yeah.
It just gets thicker. The mustache just gets thicker.
Yep.
Yes, Captain.
What is this of an Ogron still aboard our vessel?
That is the Ogeron that saved the away team's life, Captain. The one that was a prisoner on board the Ogeron ship.
I specifically told you, Commander, to teleport that Ogron as well back down to Vendalyr to go through the legal proceedings.
Captain, you told me to deal with it. It has been dealt with.
How? I will literally explain it to you right now. I tell you to teleport the Ogron down to Vendalyr. The next order I give you is to deal with it.
You did say that, and then I gave you some conflicting information to help with your choice, and then you told me to deal with it, so I have dealt with it.
You have dealt with one thing, but this is something altogether different. Listen, you take care of that. When you get that dealt with, we'll have to have a little discussion, okay?
She is filling out the paperwork, Captain, don't worry.
Captain McQuaid out. Boop, boop.
I think he was okay with the paperwork.
Boop, boop, McQuaid to Ambassador Medrin.
Hello, Captain.
That whole situation has been dealt with.
They're sitting right next to each other.
I know. Yep, and I am fully aware of this.
Yes. It does cause a bit of an issue. I'm pretty sure, Captain, that the Venetians are most proficient in counting.
I would agree with this.
Now, I have a feeling they've perhaps counted the number of Ogron in their cells and realized, oh, we're one short. Perhaps that's why we have been met with such disdain.
I will be completely candid with you in telling you that I will deal with this, and I will not speak any more on the matter. Just
Captain,
trust in my judgment.
I do absolutely trust you, Captain, but in my position as diplomat here, I feel it may be in the best interest of you and the ship and resolving this situation, and perhaps you wish to come down to Vendalyr yourself, and I won't lie, you're going to be, well, it'll be somewhat of an inquisition. Perhaps you might see that it's not going to be particularly friendly. You may have to grovel and apologize and much more, but I think if we want this resolved properly, Captain, you may need to be down here. I will most gladly be at your side and advise you.
Unfortunately, Ambassador, there are other things at play here that require my attention as well, such as the dispute on Shoku.
Yes, no, the quicker we get the problem.
I understand your issues with this, but I believe between the two of you and all the information that you've put together, if you work together, I know you're both bright, but put your differences aside, come up with a plan, and tackle this. This is a simple dispute.
It's not quite so simple, Captain, I'm afraid. And I believe if we don't resolve the issue here, then the Venetians may not give us permission to enter Shoku space, and therefore we cannot resolve the issue in Shoku without resolving this one.
Ambassador?
Yes, Captain?
How do you think it would look to the Venetians if a simple dispute such as this required the captain of our starship in order to remedy it?
I think it would look very good.
I would
they like people taking responsibility, and at the end of the day, Captain, you are responsible for the ship and the actions of the people on the ship, and those led to one of their people being beaten to the brink of death. I think it's perhaps a very good idea. They may feel like they're being fobbed off, particularly when it's
Ambassador?
Badly. Yes, Captain.
I value your input, but I trust the commander. It may be misplaced, but I believe that he can get us through this situation.
Kept an Aragorn on the ship.
I do. This will be all that I have to say on the matter. I believe you guys can do it. Let me know when you hear back.
Very well, Captain.
Captain McQuaid out. Boop, boop.
Do you think there's any other ships in Vendalyr currently?
I feel like Diplomat Medrin gets hung up on a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'd say like the captains sort of just deem the ambassadors as like something to pawn off the diplomatic issues on. Just, here you go. See you later. Thank you.
Fix the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you didn't have a diplomat, the captain would have to deal with this bullshit.
Well, let's just read and wait.
Just
you
get
have
them in.
something-
Look, just offer them an apology, like Daniel suggested.
Yeah.
Offer them the reparation that you just arranged with the captain, and let's get this done.
Yes.
I don't believe I made any agreements for reparations with the captain.
Something about having them on the ship which I completely
that's a
disagree with.
possibility that they may want, but that's nothing.
Did you not bring that up with the captain?
The captain trusts in me, I'm sure. He'll support whatever decision I make, inevitably.
Only if you fix the problem.
Right, the problem that I had no part in causing. And a problem that you may have exacerbated because of your obsession with having a pet Ogron, I think.
Excuse
Not
me,
quite clear.
I do not have an obsession, and also Ogrons are a valued species in the Alliance.
In the Alliance, the Ogrons are a member of the Alliance. Is that
There
what
are
you're telling
many
me?
Ogrons in the Alliance.
Yes, but officially the Ogrons are a member of...
I didn't mean the entire Ogrons. There are many Ogrons serving aboard starships in the Alliance.
Well, a few, perhaps. Maybe. How many are currently on the Explorer?
One.
One. And who put that one there?
I did.
Right. The captain trusts you, by the way.
Well, he should do. I'm
You're
very good at paperwork.
Right. Do you have any you can do right now? Perhaps you could write up a formal apology and we can all sign it.
I mean, yeah, I've got that form.
You have an apology form ready?
Yes.
Wow.
Do you have to use those often?
Fairly often. A lot of people do bad things, and it's a very busy starship, so they fill out the form and then they've apologized to me.
You are most easy to please, then.
Thank you.
Commander. I get my data pad out now. Look at how much time we've been here for.
A solid 4 hours.
4 hours. 4 hours is awfully short, Commander.
Actually, 4 hours is exactly 4 hours. It's quite a long time.
Right, for you, but do remember that Venetians live
I do
far
have
longer.
other things that I need to take care of on the starship.
Commander
Right.
Beige has been tapping his foot for the last hour. It's been like that, the knee, like.
Or is he like a pin clicker? He's just been.
Yeah. The perspective of time for a Venetian, particularly their elders, is very different. An hour is a very, very short amount of time. 4 hours is a very, very short amount of time still. If I
That
could,
is
I
all
would-
well and good, but if they think they can hold up the Alliance's very own Explorer, they're very much mistaken. We have very, very important things to do. You were brought down here to fix this problem. Now fix this problem. The captain has given you rights to do what you need to do, Ambassador.
Well, if I can
It
do
only
what
took
I believe.
4 hours for Neil to finally lay the smack down.
If I could do what I think we need to do, we'd be in here for a day, maybe 2.
Well, you've got 4 hours. Oh, look, 4 hours are up, Ambassador.
If you're absolutely certain, Commander.
I'm very certain.
Very well. I pushed the call button.
Okay. Shortly thereafter, in walks the familiar-looking Venetian that you saw earlier. She says, "How can I assist you?"
Hello there, Counselor. Just to introduce myself again, I am Diplomat Theodore Medron. I represent the Explorer currently. This is Commander Beige. And this is
Daniel.
Crewman, yes.
Yes.
Crewman Daniel.
That's me.
Pleasure to make your acquaintance again. Well,
And what might your name be?
excuse the rudeness of Commander Beige. He's somewhat stressed, you know. He really does want to get this awful situation on Shoku resolved.
I
please
just
excuse-
appreciate
excuse
getting
him.
to the point.
I am Counselor Otaru.
Councillor Otaru. Firstly, I would like to say that we are most sorry about the carelessness and recklessness that led to a group of Ogrons been teleported into your welcoming area, and subsequently that it led to someone being beaten to death. Almost to death, sorry. Practically the same thing. How is that individual? Are they healthy? Are they well?
The counselor's guard is recovering. They were
Yes,
beaten
and,
quite severely.
Yes, I have heard. And how is the counselor himself? Is he also well?
The counselor as well.
It's very good to hear. We are investigating internally. Our engineers are doing. They're looking at the systems, trying to identify exactly what went wrong, so that this horrible mistake may never happen again. We'll be most thorough.
She's just staring at you.
Yes. If there is anything at all that you and the councillors need from us, any assurances and such to make sure this situation never happens again, we'll most gladly discuss those with you. And beyond that, obviously, we wish to move on to the situation on Shoku. We have information that through your systems and reports of our own. All we need is permission to enter Shoku space, and we will do our best to defuse the situation and get everything back up and running so that everyone has access to everything that they need, and everyone is safe. We want to get the Primathist mining back on the go and get the Primathist back into the hands of the Venetians, of course, who are best suited to using it.
Very well. I will contact those in direct. I will contact those in direct communication with those responsible for those things that you have mentioned.
I understand, of course. We are willing to remain here, or if you have no further need of us, we would return to our ship.
She inclines her head and leaves.
That didn't feel like it went very well.
We did say we're
Well-
sorry.
At least you're starting to learn to read the room somewhat.
So, I think that you can give me an intuition plus. Do you have any kind of insight check? Theodore?
No, but if I'm intuiting about my diplomacy skills, maybe intuit how well my diplomacy went down.
Sure.
And I will use my other luck die on this, just so I can not make any mistakes in the future. All the information. Ooh, 16.
16 on a 66. So, the Venetians, whenever they interact with people, whoever is the initiator of a conversation is the person that is expected to push the conversation along. They're the person that is responsible for asking the questions. They're the person that's responsible for taking the initiative in the conversation. Whoever is listening to the conversation, their primary goal is to listen. to the conversation. They take that role very seriously, and they appreciate that. If they are meant to be listening, then they are listening. And whenever you are in this kind of situation that you're in, she was quite clearly listening to what you had to say, and she addressed you very curtly, bluntly, and very Venetian-like. This is a very common sort of conversation.
Yes, I was worried about pushing too hard. They're very sensitive, but perhaps I was a little too passive in the conversation.
Perhaps you should maybe call them back to give them the apology.
Well, I did give them the apology. It was mostly the returning to the ship and getting access to...
Did you actually say you were sorry?
Oh, yes, I said I'd apologize about...
Oh, Jimmy,
blah,
you
blah,
make a
blah,
good
blah.
point. The negative 1d6 rolls were not cleared yet. Yeah, you guys still had the day. You guys are still behind a day of rest.
Do you want us to be here for 27 sessions? Shut up, chat.
No, Jimmy, you're 100% right.
I thought that was for that, just to,
For that,
for that
If
thing.
you just
Mechanically, I thought it was
just
different.
quiet.
I thought it was
Just quiet.
only when you're
let it
traveling.
fade
like,
out
stuff
so
with
that way.
those.
Just say you already removed it with the roll. Say, nobody has to know.
You know what I mean?
I mean, I've been rooming it for mine. That's why I've been rolling so low. You can check my
Earlier,
numbers.
I realized I was supposed to get a plus D6 from some exploit on my medical roll, so I knew what I was doing.
Yeah. You guys were all on top of that shit. Yeah, I mean, it's me too. I forgot. But yeah, technically, you guys should be rolling one down. But we'll call it enough time that it's been taken off.
Yeah, let's wait here for another little while she contacts those people. She returns, and she'll be engaged in the conversation. We must listen carefully and answer, and then we'll go forward.
One
from
of the
there.
things that you've definitely taken from the Venetians in general, they seem to be in no rush. They have a lot of patience in general, and that since they're so long lived, they have a different sort of sense of time than everybody else. You know, it's one of those things like, you know, what's a day to somebody that lives 700 years, right?
Yes, quite. If they should return in an hour, we can say we have urgent business to attend to on the ship and we must return, but they can call on us if they need us at any time, and that should be fine. But it's rude to call them back immediately, so let's wait for a little while and hope that everything the captain and the crew are doing is going well.
Well, perhaps you can sign this apology form.
I don't think they...
Sign the apology form.
I don't think
I like to have paperwork ready. There are 6 copies of this.
I don't...
Yeah, there's the pen. And
here's a
at the
question for
bottom,
you,
just put
Commander.
your name at the bottom.
If you could look around the room. Yes, you see the room? All of it? Windows, walls, tables.
Yeah, it's a bit
Distinct
garishly
lack-
coloured.
Yeah, distinct lack of paper there. Wouldn't you say?
Well, not really, because I've got quite a lot of paper here.
Right, yeah. The Venetians have no use for paper records. What we may
Do I know that? Do they not keep any paper records?
You have not seen any paper since you've been here.
Well, I
Except
like
for
paper.
yours.
Well, what I might suggest is perhaps when we return to the ship, you can speak with the captain, and if he could perhaps...
Is there
make
like a weird? I feel like there's like a weird Hitchcock zoom on Neil's face, like as the dawning
The crash zoom in
realization.
the back, just
Yeah.
sort of like
Yeah.
it zooms out.
The depth of field changes. Yeah, and it's just kind of this like as Neil's eyes start to go wide.
Yeah, you can like, you know when you can hear your breathing. Neil's got that going on.
Yes,
Then,
so-
crewman Daniel, please sign here.
Yes, sir.
Okay, there's one. Okay, there is one in the room. I'm gonna sign one as well. I'm gonna sign 2.
Okay, well, what
So
would
I'm
be
signing
better? is if the captain could make
Put
an
the captain on
apology.
that, so put on the captain's name.
No, don't
Yeah,
you?
okay,
no,
I'll sign the
no.
captain's name.
No, don't sign the captain's name. That's insincere. I would suggest the captain make an apology, probably over a video call, maybe
captain
to
of-
Councillor Nato himself.
Ambassador, a captain of a starship in the Alliance of Solar Systems and Planetary Orbital Organizations would not apologize for such a small thing. I feel that
What do you
he
mean
would
a
say
small
it shows
thing?
weakness.
That is absolutely ridiculous. It shows weakness to hide from your mistakes, and it was clearly a mistake to put a Venetian in harm's way.
They are
Or do you think that was a
counselors
good
that
idea?
work with prisoners. I feel like they are trained in this situation.
So
This
far,
could have
every
happened in a
major
much worse
problem.
place.
So far, every major problem aboard the ship has been Jimmy's fault. Like all of this just stems from Jimmy.
That's what I was saying earlier. I think it's so funny that the Goddess plays both the biggest instigator
Yeah.
and also the biggest band-aid. Like the entire thing.
Yeah,
Even
well,
the engineer that caused all this, so pending investigation, has been removed from duty.
Right, yes. But it's not a sign of weakness to apologize. The captain is in charge of the ship and its operations. It is literally just.
That's why we have sent the second in command of the ship down here. It was not taken lightly. We even brought the best ambassador we had on
I
board.
think this is a roll. Give me a.
Sorry, what are we rolling for? I was
think-
just talking shit.
Well, I think you're trying to convince
the
Theodore that
captain wouldn't say
you're
sorry.
fine, that you're good to handle this, versus Theodore trying to convince you that the captain should be the one that's handling this. So yeah, Theodore, give me a negotiating plus your charisma. And Neil, if you have the same, go ahead and roll that.
I do have negotiating, but I do have leadership. Would that be more relevant?
Yeah, you can do that. Sure, that'll work.
Plus my charisma.
Do you
Charisma.
want to go first or second?
Yeah. Do you want to go first, or do you want to beat my number?
You go first.
Okay. Let's do it.
A 20. A 20 on a
Attainable.
66.
It's attainable.
It
Did
is-
you remove the? No, you right. Yeah.
It was good.
I
Yeah,
washed
we've
it
been doing
out.
that the whole time.
And here we go. I've got a 5d6 on this.
That's a 21 on a 5d6. Peachy needs an extra die just to stay average with his rolls. Holy cow. Yeah, so Theodore, you kind of put on there's another like extended argument between you and Neil back and forth. And finally what's been passed on is that the higher the rank of a person that speaks with the Venetians, the more respected they will be. It's like their representation of their age and their culture. So the older the person is that contacts them, the more respect they will be shown.
You see, and as much as Captain Braxton McQuaid is a very accomplished man, he's also older, looks older, speaks older, is generally more wise, and he is a captain. That all counts so much more than your stamps and paperwork.
Who? I probably have all this information to hand, but who is the oldest person on board the Explorer? Is it Captain Braxton? Or is
It depends
someone
on the alien race. Like some of the alien races are longer lived. Some
else?
of them.
Let's say
The
you know, when
Boreans,
it's all-
Boreans actually,
Probably
they're-
perfect Ford.
yeah, Boreans roll for 3 times the age.
Perfect Ford is quite a young Borean.
Okay.
Did you do 3 times your age when you did it?
It's
Because
5
that's,
times for long lived, right?
A Borean?
I think it's 3 for Boreans. For some reason, that's the number that sticks in my head.
And it's 5 for Venetians.
Might be 5 for Venetians.
He's got the young attribute.
That doesn't mean shit because that's based on your role that you have for the other stuff. So you can't make them younger. You can make them older, but you can't make your character younger than they should be.
You're right. Yeah, it's times 3 for Boreans.
Yeah.
I haven't actually rolled his age.
Well, one of the things I'm telling you is that's one of their exploits. They have to, for all of their careers, it takes them 3 times longer to do everything. So if
what I mean is, if you like average the ages, like like a teenage or an old age felon is still young for
a young
human.
Borean is up to 89 years of age.
Yeah.
Now, if you haven't done your careers yet for your Borean, you take every single career that you're supposed to roll and you times it by 3.
I just want to know who's the oldest on ship when it
I understand what you're asking me. What I don't think is what
Perfect Ford isn't going to be the oldest one on the ship.
He's still 3 times older than a human doing the same careers as he did. So my point
but
is,
if he's young, he's like, I'm on about the ages
but it's
making
years.
sense. to
he's
each
still
other.
89.
Oh, it's years?
Yes.
They only care about years?
Years.
Do we have Venetians on board?
No, probably. Just nobody's.
Well, they'd probably be older.
Yeah, Venetians are probably the oldest. So the captain is not necessarily the oldest on the ship. Every race has an exploit if they're longer lived, where they multiply their career ages by a certain number. Boreans is 3, Venetians I think is 5, like Zagoticus mentioned.
Yeah.
Is it the age or the rank that is more important to these people?
Both.
Well, within themselves, they both go hand in hand. The older you are, generally you have a higher rank. But when dealing with outsiders, they generally go by rank, social holding. They put weight into what we put into. Just it's easier for them to interact with us that way. Unless we have someone with more pull and power than the captain.
No one has more pull and power on the ship than the captain.
Well, I might in some situations, depending on who I'm interacting with, but you're absolutely right. The captain is the number 1 on the ship with regards to the ship.
He's not going to like it.
I get that impression also, but it's, that's just the way the cookie crumbles, so they say.
Away team to Captain Brexton.
This is Captain McQuaid.
I'm very sorry, Captain, but we seem to have reached an impasse.
Okay. Explain.
I don't think an apology from the second most important person on the ship is going to cut it with these Venetians.
I understand. What is it exactly you wish for me to do? Have you tried actually apologizing yet?
Captain, if I may,
Adding you to the call.
Thank
I'm
you.
Daniel.
Why?
Hey,
Anyways,
Captain.
Captain, the Venetians, they respect rank quite highly often because in Venetian society, those of a higher rank are older, more wise, etc. I've done my best to apologize to them. They are communicating within themselves, but I feel like if we want them to feel like it's a sincere apology, perhaps you should speak directly to Councillor Nato, perhaps over a private video call, and apologize to him in person. His private guard was injured severely, and obviously it's a disturbing situation for him to have to witness and participate in. You don't necessarily have to come down here, although in person is always better, but I understand you have things to attend to on the ship, so that is my advice. We are currently waiting for them to return.
that is something that I understand and will do. I will reach out to Councillor Neto.
And that will, Captain, a piece of advice: if you are reaching out to him, then make sure that you are being succinct and to the point, and you are telling him what you want to say. You don't have to necessarily. with Venetians, they want, if you engage, let's put it simply, if you engage the conversation, you keep the conversation moving. Do you understand?
I've been dealing with Venetians for years, Counselor.
Of course you have. I'm sorry. It's just I've been dealing with people who don't understand such intricacies for almost 5 hours now. It is...
Part of
you
that is due
understand.
to the long-winded nature of Ambassador the diplomat
Well, I like to hear
Medrin.
myself speak. Can you blame me? Fantastic.
It's like the difference between a Brandon Sanderson novel.
Have you
and
heard his voice? It's pure syrup. Listen.
It's an extra 700 pages.
Yeah, well, now that that's all out and said, Captain, I wish you the best of luck. As always, the standard apology format goes well. What happened? Why it happened? How are you going to stop it? You're sorry, and etc., etc.
Thank you for your input, Ambassador Medrin.
You're most welcome. We hope to be back aboard the ship as soon as possible. Do you have any word on that Ugron on the ship situation? It does make me somewhat uncomfortable.
We get a flashback to Boker and Boffin. Are they just? What are they doing?
So, like timeline wise, like the second I got off the comms, like before, I would have like actually done something about it, but I didn't want to interject while the dialogue was going on.
Okay.
But yeah, Ambassador, that has been taken care of. I am
That
going
is good to hear.
deal with this myself, but it is taken care of.
Thank you, thank you. Well, very well. I will leave you to your business, Captain. Thank you for your time.
Very well. I am planning on setting up a meeting tomorrow at potentially 1300 hours, if they'll both agree, to discuss the dispute over Shoku with 2 ambassadors from the Venetians and 2 from the Boreans. And I would like you there as well.
Naturally, Captain, naturally. I would love to put an end to this. It would be great for everyone involved.
Very well. Well, whenever you do decide to retire for the evening, if you could spend some free time going over the dispute and the history of it, that would be fantastic.
Naturally. I've read it several times already, but once more never hurts. That's what they say, isn't it?
I think so, yes.
Okay, well, good day to you, Captain. It's been a lovely chat.
Likewise.
My
Captain, quit up.
God.
You know when you meet someone that's just so punchable?
Yeah, I'm cringe. I get off the comms, just shudder a little bit.
Just it's one of those people that you talk to in a party and you're just like, oh.
Oh, I have to go to the bathroom. Really?
Yeah, you know.
Have you
Are
met
those
Steve? Steve, come.
Are those crab cakes over there?
I need another drink.
Oh look, a
Dye
badger.
my hair for like 2 days.
Yeah, it's one of those things where Diplomat Medrin has like constantly interjecting himself into the conversations, you know, and it just ends up taking them over. Those are the worst people. Jesus. Okay, so
could we go through the situation with the Ogron, or can we just like
yeah.
Okay, so the second the previous comms call would have ended, I would have just instantly turned around. Is Weiler at her post?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, 1 second here.
Is that a dog joke?
No, I don't. It's unintentional every time. All my puns and shit's always unintentional. Lieutenant Commander Weiler.
Yes, sir.
What is the nature of the Ogron still being aboard our vessel?
Sir?
There is 1 Ogron still aboard our vessel that was not transported back. What is the meaning of this?
Sir, I was unaware of this.
I need you and your team to deal with this right away. Get that Ogron.
Sir, yes, sir.
And I just turn back around, sit back, and just...
I probably would have sent a memo to Tactical.
Okay.
Oh, but then again, she only just picked. What is the procedure if she's been entered in? There would have to be a record if she's gone into Tactical.
There's
and she's signing
definitely
paperwork, right?
no procedure to just randomly add a crew member to the ship.
Well, we did it with
We
Moto.
have done it once already.
Yeah.
The precedent has been set.
It's something that Captain McQuaid did,
Yeah.
but there is no actual there is no actual procedure in the Alliance of Solar Systems and Planetary Orbital Organizations rulebook for adding people into the crew. This is 100% not a thing. This is something that Captain McQuaid can technically do as part of his power, but yeah, it's not necessarily a thing. So yeah, Weiler will basically.
Dora, please indicate where the Ogron person is aboard the ship.
The Ogron individual that you are looking for is currently located on C deck with crewman Boffin.
What? Crewman Boffin, this is Weiler.
Yes, Lieutenant Commander Weiler.
Are you with an Ogron? One of the prisoners?
Yes, I was about to bring her to requisitions.
Why have you done this?
I was told to bring her around the ship.
By whom?
I believe it was Commander Beige.
Commander Beige? But he is such a stickler for the rules. This doesn't make any sense.
I'm just following orders, Lieutenant Commander. What would you like me to do?
Escort the Ogron prisoner immediately to the brig.
Very well. Is there anything else?
No, that's all.
And just immediately, she's just filled with rage, just probably like drool, like, hanging down off her mouth.
Very well, Lieutenant Commander Weiler. Crewman Boffin out. Boop, boop.
Can you imagine how long conversation between him and the ambassador would be?
So long. Boker,
Mild disappointment.
Yes.
can you put your hands together like this? I put them out like this. It's a new dance.
We don't.
Would you like to learn it? It's mandatory tactical training.
Do.
Just like this. And I kind of slowly grab your arms and kind of just move them together. Just hold them there, okay? And close your eyes.
What?
It's a fun move.
Oh.
Thank you. And I kind of like take one hand and like kind of go like this over your eyelids. Keep them closed. And I'm gonna grab my cuffs and just slowly cuff them. Thank you.
What is this? Why do you cuff me? I didn't do anything.
Follow me. This is the dance. I am bringing you to the ball.
Why do you do dancing cuffs?
We aren't there yet. This way, please. And I walk her slowly, if she'll follow, to the brig.
Yeah, it is a possibility that Ogrons have some sort of well, they call it wrestling.
No, they don't. That's a different... No, don't do that.
That's a different dance.
Don't do that.
The Ogrons, they have a special. There's
Rituals?
Yeah, they have
8 penises.
There's the Ogron mating rituals are the Ogrons. Their translation just translates to wrestling, and the funny part is that you guys actually have. There's an actual like Ogron Wrestling Federation that you guys have, so it's a weird kind of double meaning. That's yeah. but there might be certain wrestling moves that require the use of cuffs. But I don't know if you're getting that vibe from Boffin right now.
He's not as aggressive as he would need to be for that vibe.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, was I able to place the cuffs on, or did Boker?
Yeah, did Boker resist at all?
Yeah.
Well, she's angry after the cuffs are on.
Okay, perfect.
But yeah, secret of Boker is she's desperate for approval or like acceptance, so she thinks you're really trying to take her into your customs, and then now she's PO'd that you're cuffed her. So she's not following you; she's sat still.
Okay, so you march her off to the brig.
Oh, did you say that she wasn't actually moving?
Oh, she's not.
Going along?
Okay.
Boker, stop resisting.
Why you arrest me? What I do wrong?
I was ordered to. Do not fight it.
But you're so big. I thought you were superior officer.
I am a crewman aboard this vessel.
But you're so big, you could tell them no cuff and walk.
Then just follow me then. And I'm gonna walk and see if she'll follow. Does she?
What's in it for me?
Food.
Boker not hungry. Boker miss her warhammer.
You can quite clearly hear like the grumbling.
Maybe I can get your warhammer later, but you have to come with me now. Don't make me angry. And I'm walking over.
Cheat Boker like a bear and put your ears out, make yourself bigger.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, the ears kind of like slowly, like, because my ears are super long and they're kind of like folded down and they're kind of like held here. There's probably like kind of like rests in there. But as I walk over, they kind of slowly unfurl out. And it's like a wingspan of probably like 5 feet from tip of ear to tip of ear.
It's going full Cobra.
Yeah.
Okay, I follow, but small man, beige name say I no be prisoner again.
Take that up with the commander. This way.
Okay. So, Captain,
Yes.
how are you proceeding here?
With this here specific situation. Okay, so after I given that order, I would have waited maybe like.
I mean,
15
in regards to the Venetians.
Oh, the Venetians
Yeah.
themselves. Okay, so what I'm doing, I'm working right now on a. Oh, never mind, because I was working on an invitation for the Venetians and the Boreans, but.
Okay.
That's what I would have done, because chronologically, this is like in between what happened earlier. So I would have just typed up a cordial invitation to both the Venetians and to the Boreans, inviting them both on board our vessel the next day at 1300 hours to start discussions about the dispute on Shoku. In the captain's, I think the room, it's the conference room.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Go ahead and give me some rolls here. Let's see. Give me your diplomacy plus your charisma or reputation.
Okay. I will use diplomacy plus charisma. Okay, diplomacy plus charisma. I will use. I'll use 3 luck die on this.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm trying to make sure that this goes smooth.
26.
26.
26 on an 8d6. Okay. All right, fair enough. You draft up a letter, get it ready to send off. Are you going to show it to anybody first, or are you sending this off by yourself?
Yeah, I would send that off by myself to set that up for tomorrow, so we can, we know when the proceedings for Shoku are going to begin. We have a date for that now.
Okay. So you send off the letter to the Boreans and the Venetians, at least whomever you have a representative for. I assume that for the Boreans, you probably send it to like the mining facility, maybe.
Yeah, I was actually going to send it to the head ship of the Borean blockade, because I'm assuming that's where the leaders of the Boreans are in this dispute.
Oh, how little do you know of the Boreans.
Well, whatever would have made sense. But that's probably where I would have sent it first.
Yeah, for sure it would be a Borean. They would 100% not put any kind of leader out on like one of the lead ships. They would definitely be down on the mining facility on the planet. That's just the way that the Boreans think. They don't care about that border shit. They just want to mine and get all that stuff done. The whole being out in the front thing. That's for the people that have almost no rank. Like those are the noobs that get sent out there. Okay. Yeah.
Well, hopefully it gets forwarded through, but that's where I would send it initially.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So it gets sent off. In terms of the people that are still on Vendalyr, any last things that you guys are doing?
Now, if no one arrives after an hour or two, and probably push the
nobody
button.
arrives for sure.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, then it would be push the button and say, we have some matters to attend to on our ship. If you need us, give us a call and we'll get beamed back up.
Okay.
3 to beam up.
And then I beam them. It's confusing.
Welcome to my world.
Yeah. What? Oh. Not that.
Please, love of God.
Does crewman Ford respond?
I think he just beams them up because I completely forgot and I got flustered and now I've rolled some dice.
Okay.
Right,
so
beaming up now.
26 on a
Strike a pose.
66.
Oh, and be coming in.
Yeah, you totally facepalm after you realize that you just did a Jimmyism. Yeah, you guys get beamed off the planet. And that's where we're going to end the session today.
Also, where was that 26 when we needed shit to work?
Thank goodness, it's been quite a trying evening, if I do say so myself.
I think crewman Kinder, you're probably fucking worn out. This is a shit. This is the fucking nightmare of a tactical officer, just like listening to two bureaucrats go back and forth for hours. You guys were down there for at least 6 hours, at least.
Definitely.
Trapped in a room bickering. I would rather slam my balls in a phone book than listen to that shit.
Would you
do
really?
anything
No, you
else.
wouldn't. You would not. No, you wouldn't.
Awful.
Maybe into that. I've seen videos.
Awful.
That's my exact kink.
That's what Zagonicus spends his time on Reddit doing.
Yeah, I'm a curator of balls slamming.
Oh boy.
All right. So yeah, everybody's gonna get 5 XP for the day. 5 XP. This is anybody that was involved in today's session.
Well,
Okay.
that's just me.
Yeah, we'll go around the room. Let's do some shout outs to wrap things up. Let's start with Mr. Peachy Parksel Fate.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. You can follow me on twitch.tv/Peachy Parksel Fate. Check out my merch, Teespring Parksel Fate. There's some really nice t-shirts with some ball slamming action over there. I'll be streaming tomorrow because has that been announced?
Oh, no, tomorrow we have no episode of 7th Eon, unfortunately. We're off tomorrow.
So I'll be just doing a normal stream tomorrow, and I won't be playing No Man's Sky for once. I'll probably be the only person on Twitch doing that.
You're going to be shaking violently?
little bit. I might play I'm going to play some now. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Zagonicus.
Ladies and gentlemen, I do thank you for attending this evening. We did try our best to entertain you, and I hope that we did enough. Sadly, I think everyone gave their best effort.
I'm trying to remember a Churchill quote right now, and I can't.
If I can just, if I do say so myself now.
That's who he reminds me of. He's just Winston Churchill.
If you do,
How dare you? How dare you?
But Ben's a national treasure. I do hope you guys enjoyed. We caught a tiny glimpse of Jimmy today. We got a whole lot more Diplomat Theodore Madron. I hope you guys enjoyed your time with them. If you want to enjoy some time with me, then I do stream twitch.tv/Zgorkis. It's video games. It's sometimes creating D&D stuff, and it's just hanging out and chatting and have a good old time. And I love you all dearly, and I'll see you again very soon.
Thank you very much. Simply birthday.
Hi, my name is Simply Jackson or Simply Jackson. I'm a variety broadcaster here on Twitch. I do art, video gaming, mostly video gaming stuff right now. I do as Warframe or World of Warcraft. Trying to catch up on that BFA vibe. I got my limited time mount for the prequest last night, so yay, exciting. I'll be doing a very mild, low-tempered, I just turned 33, so we're not blowing it out, just calm down, birthday stream tonight, which is i.e. a regular stream of me playing Warframe. And today I played Ruby Tootie, who didn't have too much time today, but she hasn't had a lot of time to herself, so I think she's enjoying the downtime. And then as well as Volkar, the new potential ogre candidate for something on the ship. She carries things really well, so maybe she'll just be a medical transport person who like moves people from beds to beds or something.
Carry me if you want to.
I'm sorry, you said you turned 33?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I fucked up the. I fucked up.
You're
the
okay.
span.
We'll say 31.
You want? I mean, that's the birthday wish that you want anyway, right? Is just turn it back 2 years.
So much.
Thank
so
you.
much. Or just to turn it like forward enough years that I feel wise and like I've gotten somewhere. But right now I'm in that like weird medium time where it's like I'm just afloat. Let's just pretend like we're still in our 20s. Woo!
Thank you, Simply, and happy birthday.
Yes.
Pony Punch.
Hello, my name is Pony Punch. I stream role-playing games here on Twitch. Not like this though, and not like these nerds. I do like Ark and GTA and stuff, and music once a week. This was really fun. Thank you for watching.
That what accent was that?
That was my English accent. Can't you hear?
All right, fair enough. Bobby.
Shout out to Brad Woter for DMing this. Thanks, appreciate that.
What's up, guys? I'm RJ Bobby Phil. I played a new character today. I played Boffin. It was fun. Speaks a little deep, little slow. I definitely used the Elcor from Mass Effect as a muse for that. So hopefully that came across a bit. Super fun character. Can't wait to play more of him next week, hopefully. Thank you all so much for hanging out. Follow everybody here. Do the thing. And subscribe here to get all the new emotes. Actually, subscribe everywhere, as long as it's one of these fine people here and everybody else associated with the Table Story crew. That's what you need to do.
Just take all of your disposable income and just throw it at the screen. Just do it. Do it. But please start with all of our wonderful players today. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. Thank you, chat, for being here, regardless of stupid power outages and other hot garbage, technical crap that's happened today. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, chat. Thank you for being awesome. Thank you for spamming emotes. Thank you for just being here and being you. Thank you for lurking, whatever it is you do. We appreciate you. Thank you so much, chat. Thank you to Bobby. Thank you, Pony. Thank you, Simply. Thank you, Zagonicus. Thank you, Peachy, for being awesome role players. I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
As mentioned, if you guys want to help support Table Story in general, one of the best ways you can do that is to go check out the stuff offered by our wonderful sponsor, Morris, the creator of the What's Old is New RPG system. The way you can do that is head on over to the Patreon, patreon.com/Morris, Morrus, to sign up to his Patreon, and check out the podcast that is available for various role-playing news over at morrus.podbean.com. And thank you guys, as always, for watching. As mentioned, there's no 7th Eon tomorrow. We have a couple people gone, and we're going to continue on with that the following week. Otherwise, Monday we've got the nameless ones, and hopefully we'll see you guys then. Peace out. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and happy birthday, Simply! Happy birthday, Leslie! Happy birthday!